Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I am your host, Dave, and this week has been years in the making, or this episode, rather. Well, this week, I guess, too, because technically 42-ish years have led up to this week, but no. For real, this month's Needless Commentary is something really special. Since we recorded our very first semi-unintentional Needless Commentary of Big Trouble in Little China a few years ago, the guys have been wanting to do Roadhouse, and I kind of poo-pooed the idea because I never saw Roadhouse, and we talk about it during the recording, how that happened, how I feel about Roadhouse now, and it's a great episode. We had a blast watching this movie. You guys are going to have a blast listening to us watch this movie. And I'll remind you, you don't necessarily have to watch the movie. I feel like we have enough of a discussion, a conversation, that I know a lot of you guys don't watch the movie while you listen to the episode, and that's perfectly fine. But if you do happen to throw in your VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever you got of Roadhouse, and follow along, then we do give you a cue for when to start it up, and you will see the relevant scenes that we're discussing if we're discussing scenes. But like I said, a lot of the conversation is just about our experience with the movie, how we feel about the actors, things like that. It's general enough that I think it's a solid episode without the accompaniment of the visual movie in front of you. So before we get to this month's exciting Needless Commentary, Roadhouse, I want to talk about a couple of things, other podcasts besides mine, because I know, look, I understand all you guys want to listen to is Needless Things, but I can only produce so much content. So for the times when you've run out of Needless Things podcasts to listen to, there are other good podcasts out there. Now, I don't listen to that many podcasts. Mark Maron's WTF, as you all well know, is the one that helped send me down this road. I love Maron. I don't listen as regularly as I used to because, in all honesty, the guests that I'm interested in are kind of few and far between now. Like, I would say maybe I listen to 3 a month from Maron at this point, something like that. But the Beastie Boys were on, or the Surviving Beastie Boys, sadly, we're on an episode recently. I really enjoyed that one. It was a great companion to Beastie Boys' book, which I finished and loved. It's one of the greatest books I've ever read, and I talked about it on our Best of 2018 episode. It's amazing. So Maron's stuff is out there, but then there's the Purple Stuff podcast, which is one that I follow religiously. Now, they don't post regularly, but they're in my feed, and when a new one comes along, I listen to it as soon as I possibly can. Their most recent one, it's one of those ideas that's so good that when I realized what they were doing, I was furious with myself for not thinking of it. And look, that it happens. Other people get ideas, and that's it. It's done. It's not like at this point the Needless Things podcast can do that same one without it seeming kind of cheap. But the topic of the most recent Purple Stuff is old new things. For instance, Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, Gremlins, A New Batch, WWF, The New Generation, all things that were new, had new in the title, and it was great. It was a really, really good episode of theirs. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it, and every episode they do is 100% awesome and recommended by me. Another podcast that is even less frequent than the Purple Stuff, but that I follow just as religiously, is Henry and Heidi, the Heidi May and Henry Rollins podcast, where Heidi will bring up a topic and Rollins will talk about it for about an hour. And their most recent one is Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. The one before that is about Lemmy. And then the one before that is about the Black Flag album, My War, and the circumstances surrounding it. And I love the show. I mean, I have been a fan of Rollins. I don't even know how long now, since I was a young teenager. I love the guy. He's a hero of mine. I know he's a somewhat controversial figure, but whatever. I think he's awesome, and I could listen to him talk for hours and hours and hours, and I have. I've got, I don't know how many dozens of hours of his spoken word downloaded from his website, from his albums, from whatever, and now from this podcast. It's a fantastic podcast, and if you're interested in the history of music, rock and roll, punk rock, and just Rollins in general, it's excellent. The guy is a great, great storyteller, and Heidi May is just a delight. In other news, what else? It's 2019. We're 3 weeks in at this point. Things are cold, finally. I like cold weather. I know a lot of you don't, but for me, I just love it when it's crisp outside, when I can see my breath. That's when I'm comfortable. I don't like being warm at all, so I am delighted with this turn in the weather we've had here in Georgia. It makes me happy, and man, I wish it was like this at Christmas time, but it very rarely is. I am at a bit of and this happens at the beginning of every year, and I've talked a little bit about it in the last few episodes, but I'm at a bit of a crossroads with what am I doing, what do I want to do, what's happening with all of the things that I do. Last year, it turned out, was huge for me. I talked about it on the Best of 2018 episode. I was doing so much stuff this time last year. Days of the Dead, we were doing a game show there. I had the 200th episode of the Needless Things podcast, which, by the way, you can find on the Podbean site or on YouTube. We actually recorded the live show and put it up on YouTube, video. It's a complete production. It's one of the most wonderful things I've ever done in my life. I'm so proud of it. And if you haven't watched it, watch it. And if you can't watch it for some reason, then you can also download the 200th episode of the Needless Things podcast from iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your podcasts. You can get the audio version. I just don't know where to go from here, to be honest. And I think this might be a mini-sode that I'm going to work on. But I have accomplished so much more than I ever imagined when I first started doing the Needless Things Phantom Troublemaker thing. And I'm at a point where I'm not sure where it goes from here. So I think that's going to be an upcoming Needless Things mini-sode where I'm just going to kind of ponder and speculate about what's next. And I talked to our good buddy Oz, the lovely and delightful Oz, the prop maker for the Dirty Con Game Show, now the Big Damn Game Show, about what's up with what's going on, as a wise lady once said. But more on that later. For now, I think it's time to sit back, crack open a Colt 45, because apparently that is the sponsor of Roadhouse, and enjoy January's Swayze-fied Needless Commentary with Roadhouse.
All right, it's January, so as we all know, that means it's time to be nice until it's time to not be nice. We are watching...
How will we know?
Oh, you'll know.
Because pain...
I'll tell you.
Because Dalton will tell you.
I'll tell you.
Because pain don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt, and this ain't Memphis. If you couldn't tell, it is time to watch Roadhouse.
Also, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. Just kidding. I've never been to prison.
Last year in January, we watched Next of Kin, which was a badass Patrick Swayze movie. And we decided that this year, to kick the year off, because that was a good start to a year of Needless Commentaries.
Yeah.
And this year, we're going to kick it off with another badass Patrick Swayze movie, Roadhouse. So put in your VHS, your DVD. We're watching the Blu-ray that was like $7, but is really nice quality. And
Worth
hitting
every
play
penny.
right now.
Can you hear my Tai Chi? Is it too loud?
Tone that shit down, Sean. You're disturbing my key.
So you guys have actually been asking, or at least some of you, have been requesting this as a commentary pretty much since the start.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I know me and Arian were both, like, screaming about it when we were talking about Next of Kin. We're like, no, Roadhouse. Just because it's fucking badass, man. It's just a good-ass movie.
If you're going to watch a exemplar white trash Patrick Swayze movie, there's
That's
no
the
reason
one.
for it not to
This
be
is
right.
the top of the
not,
heap.
Not that, like, Next of Kin wasn't incredible.
It was rad.
And it was a fun time. It wasn't rad. We're not going to do a commentary on rad.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh, you're going to.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it might be just me.
So I had not actually seen this movie
That
until a
blows my
few months
mind.
ago.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I don't, and honestly, I don't know how I missed
You
it.
have failed this city, sir.
This is a movie that I've seen before you.
It's a weird oversight. Let's just pause for a moment to appreciate that beautiful title card.
Yeah.
So much
It looked like
spandex
Jesse
in this movie.
Spano.
But yeah, I just never felt any compulsion to watch it whatsoever, and that's because as a kid I saw more of the mushy Patrick Swayze movies than the
Ghosts,
action ones. Because
your
really,
dancing.
like the action ones, what have you got? You've got this Next of Kin. You've got some other movie where he's a cop.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn,
Yeah.
which is badass, and
Yeah.
will potentially be January 2020's movie.
That'd be solid.
But
'Cause it'll also be election season, and that's what America will look like by that point.
yeah, it's entirely possible.
We'll be watching it in our little camp.
But I hadn't seen it until a couple months ago on AMC, and apparently I didn't pay attention very well. But what I
Well,
saw,
It was probably heavily edited for.
well, it was
for AMC.
definitely heavily edited. But even that, there were large portions of it that I missed. But I was like, holy shit, they were right. This is badass. We need to watch it. So now we're watching it.
Yeah, this movie was a staple of my childhood. Like, I watched
Same.
this over
Same.
and
And-
over
oh, yeah.
and over again.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was just, like, required viewing at our house.
Now, this dude's walking around here with like a full-on erection because he's like, this is what Dalton could do for my business.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people paying cash money.
But also, like, would you just show up to some random bar?
Ah,
and
you don't
oh,
just
God.
kick some woman. That's rude.
And I think you guys were right. I think he did just kick her directly in her cha-cha.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or was it the stool? Was he aiming? Well, either way.
I don't think he was
I'm pretty
aiming.
sure
I don't think he was
kicked her
aiming
in
at
the cash and
all.
prizes.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't kicking in her
You
stool.
won't
he
have
was
sex with me
kicking her
for
in the front.
$100?
So, Ronnie Cox, not the bad guy in this movie.
No. Which he is a bitch, though.
Although
He's kind of a bitch.
he does commit
He's-
an act of questionable morality later in the movie.
That's true.
Well,
That's
yeah.
true. And he also is definitely given Dalton sex eyes
Oh no!
throughout
yeah.
the whole movie. Not that
He-
there's anything wrong with that.
He wants to fuck Dalton.
Yes.
Real bad.
And that's
Not
fine.
in prison.
Just in general.
Just in
We
general.
all do. Did I say that out loud? Well, look at those
Look at
pants.
those pants.
Change the subject. Look at his
Yeah.
pants.
They're
weird.
Loose pants
Come on,
from
Harsha, come
nipples
on.
down.
Come on, let's do it.
They are hiked up over the bottom half of his six
Moose
pack.
lips.
lips.
He,
Get
yeah,
back here.
call
Moose
him
lips.
Moose lips sink ships.
That's what I always say.
He also said something about the seven dwarfs, which I don't understand, but okay.
Oh, he was talking about the other bouncers that were blocking the doorway.
Yeah, people aren't good at comebacks in this movie.
We're definitely not
No.
dwarfs.
Well, it was probably mostly written over like a period of like 16 hours fueled by cocaine, is my guess.
Yeah,
If I had to guess.
yeah, I would totally agree.
Audience cheering. And so it seems like the audience is cheering for him stitching up
stitching
his,
him up.
his
He's got his
shoulder
own
flap.
suture kit.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Lots of
Yeah, well.
turquoise in this movie.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Ronnie Cox is honoring his Choctaw heritage.
Yeah,
If you ever need to spruce up an outfit, a little
some
splash,
turquoise.
little
Turquoise
splash
will
of
do it.
turquoise on
yeah, that'll brighten it right
Do
up.
it.
Either a bolo tie, some cufflinks, perhaps a small brooch.
The double douche.
Yeah. So I don't know. It is weird to me though that he goes here to recruit him, which Nicole pointed out. Like, are bouncers like known by everyone?
He's like a world-renowned bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this dude
He's
flew
the asshole
in an
whisperer.
airplane to the club that Dalton works at. So you have to assume it's from at least like several hours away because he flew there and then took a limo.
Right.
And like he's like, I've heard of you, Dalton, and I need you to pick and this is before the internet. It's not like there's a message board of like real cool bouncers.
It's a bit like it's tales that are passed down to passerby, the like meth-addled truckers, and they go into a new town and say, "This fucking bouncer man, let me tell
Fucking
you."
Dalton, man.
If you're ever in New York and you go to Jack Wade's bandstand,
And there are very easy ways they could have established Dalton having a little bit of a widespread reputation, because later on, it turns out Dalton knows the band that's playing
Yeah.
at the Double Deuce.
Yep.
And it could have very easily been like, hey, we know this guy Dalton.
Now,
Yeah.
Bring him in, but they don't do
we've,
that.
Like clearly
Yeah.
established, like reality is a little bit different
yes.
in the Roadhouse version.
Reality
Yeah.
is extremely different. So is the law.
The law's
The law
very
is
different.
Very, very different. Dalton
Murder
is the
is
law.
a-
The
About
law,
the least.
it's
Murder-
more like some suggestion.
Murder is frowned upon, but it's not necessarily illegal.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder will make your girlfriend real angry with you for murdering.
As
Yeah.
long,
You won't call the police.
as long as
No.
you can reasonably get away with a crime,
Yeah.
it's okay.
You
Yeah.
should do it,
Yeah, for sure.
and that's how
And
I
the
live
police
my
are going to
life.
investigate really hard. They're going to be like, "Did you see
That's how I
anything?"
roll.
Nope. All right. Well, then I guess
Also,
nothing happened
it's
here.
real easy to sell cars to people.
Well, and this is an establishment of Dalton's kind of quirkiness and immaterialism,
Yeah.
which Arian, I would think you would appreciate his lifestyle.
He lives a minimalist life.
He does not adorn his cage.
No, he may need to leave and wander. He's much like Kane from Kung Fu, in that he wanders the earth helping people out.
Yeah.
You know
Wearing
what?
Very loose pants.
You mentioned in 2006 there was a Roadhouse sequel. Who brought that up?
I did.
Okay. You know what I think would be much better? A Roadhouse TV show.
Oh my god.
Where Dalton just travels the
Travels to
land.
different
bars. He's like that. Who's the guy that goes around
Bar
fixing
rescue.
up hotel? Oh, there's
Yeah.
a bar
Yeah.
show
There's
too.
a bar rescue.
Yeah, but it's not like that. Like we need like a fucking.
Are you telling me this
shithole
guy
bar.
doesn't just reality TV
Dalton.
whip people's asses?
Dalton goes to dives
Yeah.
and cleans them up.
Yep.
But it's not a reality
Dalton
show. It would
dives
be-
and
I don't know. It would be
Oh,
kinda,
that's it.
It
That's
would,
it.
It would be kind of funny if it was like a faux reality show. He just shows up and just beats people's asses. Could go either way.
Like a Reno 911
Yeah,
type of
that's-
thing.
This
But
is
see, I would
definitely
want it to be a
faux reality
comedy.
movie.
Yeah.
It needs to be like, it needs to be the same tone as like Walker, Texas
We
Ranger.
kind of run down and
Sure.
shithole this place is when he first gets there.
Yeah, Ryan made a good point when we were watching it the first time through that they
You really see it grow. Like,
Yeah, the
from like a big piece of shit to like a nice looking piece of shit.
like.
It looks like an old railroad depot.
I think that was Mark Stopper. So
It's
Don't
Terry
come back,
Funk.
Peckerhead.
for Peckerhead, always a solid one.
Terry
Although I would have
Funk.
preferred Peckerwood.
My dad got in
Funker.
trouble when I was 3 because I called my neighbor a peckerhead,
Nice.
and my mom correctly assumed that I had learned it from him.
So yeah, I love the chicken wire around the stage.
The
Like,
chicken wires.
I
That's
really-
how you know you're playing in a classy establishment.
Well, whatever else you might say about this movie, the production design is actually excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Like everything about it, they went all out with everything, like from the rich guy's
How many
house to
times
the
did I
barn.
tell you not
and-
to cheat on me? That was what that line was.
Fucking they're brothers. They're brothers.
You're ripping my best fucking shirt.
This situation right here that's happening reminds me of a bar we played in Albany, Georgia, where I heard two guys arguing over $12, and this guy was talking about going to he was going to stab him to death in the parking lot because he knows he has his $12. And I was like, where the fuck would this happen? But apparently the Double Deuce.
In the Roadhouse verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I want to say that, like, why would any female come to this bar? Because, like, every single woman is being assaulted for this entire movie. Just,
Because they need drugs.
apparently, yeah.
And they like danger. And you know what's funny is as much of a shithole as this place is, the actual bar itself is much nicer than the bar at the Claremont.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because
Yeah.
there's no duct
What
tape
kind
on the
of dancing
cushioning.
is
They've
happening
remodeled it.
here?
I haven't been down there in years.
It's pretty nice now.
Well, that's nice.
Her titties are just poured into that.
Oh, yeah.
They're
some-
they're kind of smooshed in.
Yeah.
Everything is about to
firm
fall
suit.
out of that. Firm
But
Whatever titty size she has, that's 2 sizes smaller.
props to her though for not having little flesh bubbles popping out of the sides.
Yeah. You and me get nippled in
Because I definitely would. Look at his torn shirt. What a nasty rat fucker.
I'm going to go home and ask Jen if we can get nipple to nipple and just see what her reaction is.
I'm sure that'll go well.
I might get hit over the head with a rolled up.
See, that's not how you properly get somebody out of the bar. You don't throw them into other customers.
Well, Terry Funk's a wrestler. He's not
Yeah,
you can't just bring him out of his world.
Yeah.
That guy's lucky he didn't get branded.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Which,
right.
by the way, wrestling legend Terry Funk, with a big role in this movie. He was in a lot of movies, but
Yeah.
this was one of the biggest actual roles he had.
He had some speaking lines.
Yes.
Well, I think it was what I was listening to some wrestling podcast. I don't remember which, but they talked about a lot of why they got into the movies was to get into the actors union,
Yes.
and then you would get health care.
Yeah, that was in Foley's book.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Foley's book. I'm sure they talked about it on podcasts too. But the first I saw of that was in Foley's first book, where he's talking about trying to get speaking lines in something.
Yeah.
So he can get insured.
Yep. Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And even this waitress is like, "Oh shit, you're Dalton. I've heard of you." Like, in what universe are fucking bouncers famous?
Well, he's not
Right.
just a bouncer; he's the cooler.
Yeah, he is the cooler.
I love that he's like, the two things that are the most fucked up here is the phone's upside down and it says fuck on the wall.
And-
like, everything else is
And,
fine.
and there's like a bunny butthole or
Yeah.
whatever's going on down there.
I think
He's like,
that's it.
I just gotta fix those two things and we're good.
For 10 hard inches, meet me here. Like, everything.
Meet me here Monday, Chocolate Thunder.
Oh my god. So fun, 6 Degrees of Separation. The band from the opening of this movie
Okay.
split up, reformed. Most of the members are the band in From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was wondering if
Sweet.
that was them, but I was afraid I'd...
It's Tito and Tarantula.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
afraid I'd sound
Yeah.
racist if I said that.
Yeah, nope, it's Tito. They were the Cruzados in this, and then this
I
band is.
thought they sounded
Yeah.
the same
Yep.
and looked the same, but like I said, I was afraid to say that.
Yeah.
I don't like this big, giant redneck biker wearing the kufi. That's a little...
Yeah.
And the chains are like bicycle chains around his neck.
Yeah, it seems wrong. And the couple with the matching hats.
I don't like
that's
people
nice.
being dicks to the band. They're doing their best.
Wow.
Well, they're,
I mean-
they're in chicken wire. It's
Yeah,
okay.
they're good.
They're safe. They're in a safe space.
Nobody could ever get in there.
Are they? Are they? I don't know.
Okay, so tell us about this guy.
So Jeff Healey is a blind Canadian white guy blues guitarist.
As you do.
I feel like if you say Canadian, you don't really need to specify white guy.
Yeah, that's true.
He also says, "Dalton, it's so good to see you."
This is true. Yeah.
Aha.
So he actually had a hit that I thought I could have
Yay.
sworn was on this soundtrack, but it's not. He had like a top 10 hit. With
There
a
are
song
no
called-
hits on this
Hey,
soundtrack.
you right?
Well, no, that's not true. Because all my exes live in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the big song in this
And a
movie.
cover of Roadhouse, because the band covers Roadhouse by the Doors.
I don't...
Oh, yeah. There's a song by the Doors called Roadhouse.
Okay.
So that was also a mild hit.
Not my bag. The same girls that built shrines to Kurt Cobain when I was in high school were Big Doors fans.
That explains.
Neither one
I
of those
was
things
a
were
big
mine.
Doors fan, but
Yeah.
I got over it.
It all cleared up.
I turned 17.
It sounds like
Yeah.
lounge music to me.
I turned
It's
17.
not my
I got that.
thing.
No.
This now, can we talk about how awkward this is?
We can.
How
That's what we're here for. And the fact that this guy looks incredibly like Norm Macdonald right there.
yeah.
But then never again. Just that one facial expression.
So this is kind of like Airbnb for prostitution.
They didn't just bring.
But
like,
just this table. Not
Just
the
this
whole
ta-
place.
Well, yeah,
just
yeah.
that table.
Well, no, and I'm talking about her. Like, if Airbnb is I have a spare room I can rent out, this guy's like, well, I have a girlfriend and I can rent out her titties at $20 a pop.
I think she's a hooker.
She clearly has to be. Why else would she be
Well,
alright
I mean,
with some
it's-
dude
Hey,
feeling up for
guys,
cash?
Don't-
it's 2019.
That's right.
She's a sex worker.
Sorry.
Right,
you're
but in 1989,
it
she was
wasn't
a hooker.
then. She was a hooker.
No, I know.
But where is the line exactly? Like, is a little paid titty grabbing? Like, is that really a hooker?
No, I think she was a hooker.
We don't have any evidence that
I
there
don't
was
know.
payment for penetration.
But does the deal
So
start
do you
going
have
up
to
from
get
there?
paid for penetration to be a hooker?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, what if it's
Why
just
don't
a
you guys
jerk
all
job?
give me $25?
Because much like that guy who sparked that melee, I don't have $20. Like, I could Venmo it to you.
I like
That'd be
that it-
awkward.
got
Oh,
this
no,
guy.
no. You can't involve the internet in it because then our SESTA-FOSTA laws that got enacted go into
right.
effect, and you're going to end up in federal prison because
Yeah.
I'll
government
send
is
you, I'll
fucking
send you
insane.
some Bitcoin.
Yes, gotta be cash only.
Yeah.
It's
Don't get
never
the internet
been-
involved.
Yeah, and definitely don't do Bitcoin because that
And-
shit just keeps falling off a cliff.
Don't get this
No.
chick that looks like a bargain basement version of Stretch from Chainsaw 2 involved.
Oh, she does.
That's not a knock on her. Like, a bargain basement Stretch is still a fine lady.
Yes.
This does get a little Abbott and Costello throughout this because like this dude is just doing nothing but laughing in
Yeah.
the corner the entire time.
That was terrible. There are a couple of pratfalls that are pretty bad.
That was definitely.
That was awesome, though.
Yeah.
Why is
That
he got a rubber band just dangling?
He gave him the finger gun. He's like, you.
Pew pew.
Cool.
He's going to put the rubber band around his unit to calm it down while he's talking to
He's got
Dalton.
such a huge boner.
So much blood flow. I got to do something about
Cut
this.
this
So
off.
this bar goes through a shitload of furniture.
Yes.
Like a shitload. Like
Yeah.
29 chairs were broken just then.
Yeah.
Well, I had to
And
correct
all the
myself
glasses.
the first time through because I said it would only take a couple nights like this and the Masquerade would have shut down. But then I realized a couple nights like this and the Masquerade wouldn't have had tables and chairs.
They'd be like, that's
Yeah.
it.
They're
Y'all ruined it.
Right.
You can't have bottles.
Which,
can't,
by the way, if your club is this crazy, you don't have tables and chairs.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have glassware.
Yeah,
You
chairs
pour
are
into plastic
just
cups.
to throw at people.
Like, so Ronnie Cox is kind of a dumbass club owner anyway.
He's
Right,
not
he
very
sort of
good.
is asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
and he's got the
Did you see what
bartender
your bar was,
stealing.
Did you see what your bar was wearing?
Well, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, like, he sees the guy stealing from the till and, like, doesn't want to fire him. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Oh, did Ronnie Cox see it too?
Well, he told
No.
him, and the dude confessed to it, and he was like he didn't
Oh,
want to fire him.
yeah. He was like,
Yeah, but we find out that he's related.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
Spoilers.
he's the liquor guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude, no, that
I
dude
still
was
think that
his
makes
uncle.
Ronnie Cox kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
The bad
But-
guy,
But
his uncle.
that's, you know what? It fits the character, though, because
Yeah.
that's why he had to get Dalton in the first place.
Yeah.
If Ronnie Cox was a Taekwondo
That's true.
Zen master
It wouldn't matter.
that
Yeah.
did yoga by ponds, then he wouldn't have needed Dalton.
And we noticed in this scene was our first introduction to the Jasper Improvement Society. Because it's on Big T's wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's a
Okay.
Jasper Improvement Society
That's
That's a
member.
right.
good little Easter egg.
That's solid.
Yeah.
And this right here, this is like the storytelling in this movie is actually really good because they establish all this stuff about Dalton that comes into play later. Like the car, you're like, what? Well, you know, in the first place, you're like, why is he just giving his car away? And now you're like, why is he buying this shit box? And
Yeah.
then it
Right.
all
He has a
builds
Mercedes,
like his method, Dalton's method of cleaning up
It's
a club.
because he's it's just not his
He's been
first
there.
rodeo.
Right, exactly.
He's-
But the
This
movie,
is his final form.
Not his first Roadhouse.
in a weird way, it's really smart because the movie doesn't sit there and give you a lot of exposition explaining all this.
Right.
It just it shows you. It just does it.
This is what sets us apart from an Andy Sedaris film. Because Andy Sedaris will just tell you all of that.
No, he wouldn't tell you any of it, but none of it would make sense.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, by then you'd be like, what the fuck was that movie
Right.
about?
Well,
I
because
guess
you
I'll
would
watch
see
it
it.
12 more
Why
times.
did they have bazookas?
Right. You would see him buy this car and then never see the car
Why are
again.
they
Right.
clearing houses with bazookas?
So let's talk about Emmett.
Oh,
Emmett. He's not an otter.
No.
So that's not
No?
cool.
He
But
and Buck
he's
Swiftly.
like yeah, he might be a
He
distant relation to
Does
Buck
look like
Swiftly.
he could be Uncle Swiftly.
He
Yeah.
really does. They have a similar taste in fashion.
Similar beards.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that this apartment is pretty sweet.
Dude, this place is dope.
I could not deal.
And it's
Do
only
you see?
and it's only $100 a month, which when Nicole heard that price,
I'm just saying.
she had an interesting reaction.
All of
For $20.
all of the space
That's how I would earn my
in the
$100 a
boards,
month.
I couldn't deal with that. What is this? Kentucky? Didn't they establish
Missouri.
where? Oh, Missouri.
I thought it was Kansas City. Which is
It's
in
just
Missouri.
Missouri, yeah. It's just outside Kansas City.
Wait, solid confirmation. Way to go. That was
I
good
knew
teamwork.
that. I would see if you guys
That
knew
was good
Here's the
teamwork.
thing, though, is it fucking snows in Missouri. So this place is great right now, but come wintertime, it's going to be awful.
I feel like it would be like abysmally hot in the summer and like insanely cold in the winter.
Well,
They don't have
if you look at
conditioned air.
how much everybody in this movie sweats their asses off, the weird patches. Okay, the two things for the listeners. There are two things I want you guys to keep an eye on. The weird patches of sweat that develop on the actor's clothing, and Patrick Swayze's dongle region.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's wearing a dance belt through this whole
Oh,
movie.
he probably is.
Because there's some trousers he wears where there should be a conspicuous mushroom print, but there's no more than a gentle, smooth bird egg
Yeah.
in the area.
Well, he is a classically trained dancer.
Right, exactly.
So
That's what
he's
I'm saying.
Very comfortable in a dance
I
belt,
think
which-
he needed the proper support for all of his balletic kung fu.
Yeah, having worn dance belts, you don't want to wear those for long. They're not comfortable.
Well, you're not Patrick Swayze.
This is true. I don't have that level of magic.
No. Your hair was never that
This is
nice.
the part where
No.
Nicole thought Emmett had hook hands.
I don't know. I could see Sean with that hairstyle.
I had that hair.
As a matter of fact, if you're truly on your way to the Sam Elliott hair, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna be
make
there,
a stop
too.
in Swayze
Yeah,
Town.
I'm on my way there right now.
Yes,
You know, just
exactly.
Blow dry this shit and feather
you
it out.
need to let it grow out in the back more.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not-
Swayze
you're not having
Town
a
is
mullet,
way
right?
cooler
It's-
than
it's
Flavor
getting-
Town.
Yeah, you need a little bit
saying.
more
Oh,
party
yeah.
in the back.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
less frosted tips.
Look, he's got fucking cigarette ash, or is that hay? There's another scene where he's got cigarette ash all over his shoulder.
Well, he is smoking.
Come on, man.
Marlboro Reds the whole
The
movie.
whole movie.
Yeah.
Everyone smokes at all times.
Let's all smoking.
Now this is the new Double Deuce.
I feel like Ronnie Cox is a little tubby in this movie compared to like RoboCop, which
Not
we
as-
did a couple commentaries ago.
It's not as thin as Roll.
Yeah, this is cool though. You're right. There's a lot of shit that they're setting up for later that like all comes into play, and they don't have to spell out everything.
Like it's very easy to say, oh, this is just a silly movie about shit kickers,
There's
but I
definitely
mean,
some thought out shit.
yeah. I mean, they put effort into making it all work right. There's nothing in it that doesn't make sense. There's a lot that's ludicrous,
Yeah,
but nothing doesn't make sense.
exactly.
I love that Patrick Swayze is firing people while wearing this mock turtleneck.
It's pretty awesome.
That's okay. What was in around this time, and this isn't quite one of those, but there was a style of shirt
Yeah,
that was like a turtleneck.
that you didn't have to fold down.
But yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had many of them.
But that wasn't a mock turtleneck, though, was
I
it?
think it is,
That was
yeah.
just a cut,
I
right?
think it's called a mock turtle.
Was
I think
it?
if, it's,
Yeah.
if it goes up on your neck, but it's not a turtleneck, it's a mock turtleneck. You're either
Well, I
full
guess
turtle or you're mock turtle.
that's literally
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
that for a fact because I just ordered one on Amazon. So yes, it is a mock turtleneck.
Oh wow,
You can find them $9.99.
that's pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
I think this is
Oh,
where
black.
Steve Jobs got his management
Got his look?
style and look from.
Oh,
But
Yeah,
did he
that
get
makes
that
sense.
smoldering
He wants you to
gaze?
be-
I don't know. I never saw him do like naked jujitsu outside.
Well,
Or
because you
kicking
can't
one's
get on
ass.
his property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen him
You
leap
wouldn't
onto a
know.
motorcycle.
I've never
You
not
wouldn't
seen him
know.
do naked jujitsu, so
That's true.
it must be.
Yeah, can you prove he didn't?
Trustees of modern chemistry.
It's a great way of saying junkie.
This monologue is so much better than his later angry monologue.
Oh yeah.
3 simple rules.
This one's pretty good. Like,
This is
never
actually
underestimate
like 5 rules.
Yeah.
But
What you can expect. Take it outside.
Yeah. So never start anything inside the bar except for every time
Except
in this
for
movie.
every
Yeah.
single
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
that happens starts in the bar.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
want you to be nice.
like his strategy. I think it's pretty sound.
I think it's interesting that this movie could have very easily been PG-13.
Oh, yeah.
But they decided they had to say fuck roughly 800 times.
Well, and like
and
there
have 1,000
were
tits.
like
Lots of boobies.
so many
Yeah.
titties.
And that's the thing, but the movie would be no different without the titties, the bare titties, and without all the fucks.
And
Oh,
the
yeah,
incredibly
it wouldn't-
awkward sex scene.
It wouldn't be
I'm
as
bringing that
awesome.
They
Well,
could have...
no, we'll get there. But like, there's also a pretty graphic scene where a dude's throat is ripped out.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's PG-13.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that
I think they
exact...
showed that on AMC.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did.
Yeah, so you don't see the titties on AMC.
Right.
But you see the...
Graphic violence is fine, Arian.
Right.
You just can't show the human body.
Naked breasts.
You
just
can't show the
abomination.
female nipple.
Yeah, you can't say fuck and you can't show tits.
Yeah, the female nipple is a no-no.
It's
Titties
Those
is
are
fine.
like those are two things that I can't get through a day without.
Those
Yeah,
are- that
I-
leads men
I
down
would
the wrong
argue
path.
that this would not be as good of a movie without nipples and fuck.
If I hadn't seen... Well, it wouldn't... Okay, it wouldn't be as
Hold on, I gotta
entertaining.
go buy nipples
yeah.
and fuck.
But
Roadhouse 2.
it would be the same movie.
I don't think I would have watched it as much as a kid.
Well, I mean, seeing a female nipple when I was 8 is what kept me out of the priesthood. I mean, it ruined my life. So
Went to Catholic
good
school, that
for
kept me out of the priesthood.
good for America.
Yeah, there you go.
Now,
I don't know. I think it's just that's a staple of like movies like this. It's
Oh
to
yeah,
have titties
no,
and-
they
and-
totally are, but
Yeah.
it's just how
I get what you're saying.
unnecessary
It
is
didn't
all.
have to be.
Right,
It was
right.
gratuitous.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
And
That's
thank
exactly.
you for gratuitous titties.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Ah, holy shit, guys! Jake Busey's in Roadhouse 2.
Why am I not surprised
We gotta watch
at
it.
all?
Oh god, it sounds terrible.
Here's my vagina.
Look at my coochie.
Lots of really, really high cut, doily like panties
Oh yeah.
in
Very
this movie.
impractical panties.
Yes. Yes. Like I feel like
People are so quick. To
I
pull
feel
out.
like the tension of how high these were pulled up would have caused a lot of uncomfortable labial splits.
Right? Or UTIs?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of yeast
Yeah.
infections.
Yeast
Yeah, yeah.
infections. So does anybody remember when Wendy's gave out free hats with the kids' meal?
I thought you were going to ask if they gave out free thong panties.
I was thinking free switchblades.
What fucking Wendy's is
So wait,
going
I
on?
was trying to think of what we were saying too, and I'm like, switchblades?
Let's go back to what you were. Wendy's was giving out
Wendy's
free
gave out
yeast
free hats.
infections.
They gave out free yeast infections
I
and
believe
UTIs and hats with UTIs.
What hat?
They gave out these really obnoxious hats, and the one I remember looked exactly like that dude's shirt that just got his ass kicked. And every time I
Oh
looked
my
at him, that's all I could
gosh!
think
I
of.
do remember what you're talking
Right?
about. Holy shit! Yeah, they were like these weird Hawaiian shirt hats.
Yes, that made no
Kind of like what you're wearing right now.
It clearly
A
stuck
little
with me.
bit.
Yeah.
But no, they were all over. The print was all over the hat.
Yeah.
And it had the obnoxious, it wasn't the snaps, it was the little, that guy is wearing some weird underpants.
That's no like elastic.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, he's
He
It's
gets
like a diaper.
he gets fully nude to have sex with an underage
It's-
girl in the room.
It's like he pulled a white V-neck t-shirt out over his
That would make sense in this movie.
But yeah, the Wendy's hats, they were the stupid buckle thing and not a snap, right?
Yeah, and it's massively uncomfortable.
Oh, I totally had all of them. And thought they were cool.
Yeah.
100%. This guy's mustache.
Yes,
is
this
he
one.
wearing fake teeth?
Yes! Yeah, I had them all.
Yeah.
There were like 4. There were 3 or 4. I think there were 3.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There was like a blue one, a yellow one, and a red one, I think.
Oh, those stupid fucking hats.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember those.
Yes. And I hated Wendy's, but we ate there.
I had one. I loved Wendy's because I was a vegetarian growing up. And remember the Mega Bar at Wendy's?
Yeah.
Like you could get like pasta with like
Right.
tomato sauce,
Right,
with
right,
that
right.
meat on it. Also like shitty like Mexican food.
Yeah.
And a salad if you're an
Yeah, that's right. They would put it was a version of the chili out in the Mega Bar, right?
Yeah. Well, it was just like refried beans.
Or you could get the potato and put all the bullshit
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I unironically want one of these now.
I
What are
want
the
to get
hats?
a Mega
Yes.
Bar.
I agree. I'm with you.
They're called jazz caps.
I'm gonna
Oh,
get,
shit.
You know what I'm gonna
Oh,
do? I'm gonna
jeez.
get high and go to Golden Corral. That's what
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah,
Oh,
that
God.
sounds awesome.
Have fun picking your time if you go.
That one is the fucking bomb. the pink and purple one.
Yeah.
These are the hats.
That's
For the listeners, if you Google Wendy's jazz
Jazz
cap?
Caps.
Wendy's jazz cap, you'll see what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah,
Which
those things
is
are...
not a condom.
They
despite
are.
what it sounds like.
That's a jizz cap. Okay, here's some more high-waisted undergarments. That some of them are bikinis, and then this guy has his pants around his. Oh wait, is that Terry Funk?
It's Terry Funk,
Yeah.
who is really drunk.
And is wearing
Pants around his
some
ankles.
really unfortunate underpants.
He doesn't know that he's in a movie.
There's a lot of unfortunate underpants in this
There
movie.
really are.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not too terribly judgy about 80s underpants.
She's wearing high heels.
Well, that's, whatever.
They swung and just threw her in the pool with her high heels on.
They're like swim flippers. They help you swim.
And there's Lurch.
There's a fellow with his pink robe. I don't... See, I thought, first time we went through it, I thought Lurch was standing on a chair.
Yeah.
But
No.
he's just
No,
that
he's
giant.
just that
7
fucking
feet tall.
huge.
That's what if you'll remember later in the movie, Sam Elliott punches him in the dick
Yes.
standing up.
Yes,
straight.
yes.
Also, I have to note that the same guy who plays Brad Wesley also plays Jackie Treehorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, solid.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, the jazz cap is going for $40 on eBay.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't need one that bad.
I don't want one that bad.
I feel like we can probably find a reasonable substitute for a whole lot less than that.
I
I mean,
feel
you
like
can
I
just
can just make
Google,
one.
shitty floral cap.
Look, I'm going to meet with some guy to find out about heat transfer. And
Oh,
doing
look,
drinking.
wait, Swayze ass.
Swayze butt.
And look at Bargain Basement Stretch is swooning.
Oh my God, her basement is
I
flooded.
I gotta say, his ass, not that great. It's kind of flat. Like, bro needs to do some squats.
Yeah, he needs to quit skipping leg day.
And he needs to trim his nipple hair, too. Like, it's a little out of
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, he only has hair around his nipples, but
Yeah,
it's 4 feet
it's
long.
really long.
It's as long as the hair on his
He's
head.
got, like, nipple dreads.
So yeah, in general though, I think Dalton's the most badass name on the planet, and if I ever had a kid, his name would be Dalton for sure.
Dalton Cadaver.
Yep, absolutely. He'd be a strong boy.
Oh, man.
He'd whoop a lot of asses.
I'm thinking about your kayfabe, or I guess your shoot last name, though.
yeah.
Combining Dalton with that,
Oh yeah.
not as cool.
Not
Yeah.
nearly as cool.
And that last
Sounds like a
name,
banker.
that last name is cool.
Yeah,
But when you put Dalton with it,
it's true.
Oh, like
it's
his real
not
last
great.
name?
What?
I mean,
Shoot
I'm
last
sorry.
My real last name's
Real last
Cadaver.
name.
I think if you put
cannot
Dalton,
wait to be Mrs. Cadaver.
if you put Dalton with his shoot last name, it sounds like you're reading somebody's name in reverse.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
It's
not.
definitely like a guy who works at a bank.
Ooh, but with yours, Dalton Reed.
Yeah, I'm a
That
bad
sounds like
cool.
that
That's
sounds like
pretty
an
badass,
FBI
yeah.
agent.
Hold on, I gotta go knock up Jen.
There's no
Dalton Gulick.
there's nothing you can put with Gulick in it. So.
Yeah, my last name's the same way. It's just always going to sound ugly.
Dalton Gould.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Dalton.
just ugly.
Dalton
Yeah.
West.
Dalton West is
sounds
solid.
badass.
That's solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
a
pretty
fucking-
solid.
That's a cowboy done rode into
I
town.
just panicked
Yeah.
for a moment. I was like, "Am I allowed to say your last name? I can't remember." I was like,
Oh, well, when we were talking the other night,
Dalton
when we
Troublemaker.
for the listeners, if you go back and listen to last week's episode when we talked about the best of 2018, there's
it's only
one
14
point.
hours.
Yeah, it's only a 14-hour episode.
It's fine. It goes by really fast.
We might have consumed some beverages.
There's one point you said something really like sincere. I think maybe I felt shitty about something. And you were like, "Well, Dave, if you did something, whatever it was, you were being very sincere for a moment." And when you said my name, I was like, "Shit, he just called me Dave." And I was like, "Oh no, wait, that's fine now."
I know. I still freak out about it. Like I was just like Dalton West. Fuck. Like we can't edit anything.
No, dude, no.
It's locked
Dalton
in.
You think I'm going back and listening
That's
to
true.
2 hours of this to
No.
edit something out?
Dalton Troublemaker.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah, I feel
That's
like
a
we
name.
all just like
That's
fully
the
had like last
sequel
name
to
moments.
Joe Stryker.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Never mind. I can't say that. That's for later. People will find out. I'll tell you when that's not on. But yeah, we have already written the sequel.
That's tremendous. And not as tremendous as Red's Pocket Protector.
No shit.
But
You
pretty
don't want
good.
to have ink in your pockets.
All right,
you
so-
know someone's a villain in the 80s if they're wearing an ascot.
Absolutely.
In
Well,
Missouri.
really, anytime.
They're
Yeah.
either a villain or they're part of the Scooby Gang.
In
Yeah,
BFE,
one of the
in
only two.
BFE, Missouri.
Well, and Fred's isn't really an ascot though. It's like a kerchief.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
not
wearing like
fast
everybody
forward
racer
enough
wears.
to know the difference between an ascot, a kerchief, a neckerchief, a handkerchief. What other things go around your neck?
Hanker Deuce.
Yeah.
Hanker Donuts.
Hankerdoodle. It's a Labrador and a handkerchief put
Yeah.
together.
Mate.
Or just a
Wouldn't
guy
that be a
named
hanker
Hank.
door?
No,
He's
a hankerdoodle. It's a
It's a
hankerdoodle.
Labrador. and a hank.
No, it's when a handkerchief
And here-
mixes with a labradoodle.
Here's Uncle Emmett freaking out because he realizes this
They don't
this
really
nice
ever
young
address
man
Oh,
drives a German car
Right.
From New York.
and he's doing like this weird like
you know, I'm starting to put two and two together. This young man is doing crazy aerobatics out by my pond with his nipples out. He's driving a Nazi car. I think I might need to call the police.
He's making
But,
bird
well,
hands and his arms are
he
flipping
would need
and
to call
around.
the police if the police existed in the road.
Well, that's a good
which
point.
they do not.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's the only reason Uncle
There's
Emmett's
only
not
one
calling
cop
the
and he
police.
shows up at the very
Yeah,
end.
they're on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cops
This-
are out this week.
Okay, now check
Well,
out
been shut
fully
down.
oiled up.
check out this guy's face as he's watching Patrick Swayze do his aerobatics.
I can
Oh
hear
my
his.
God, what if this is a prequel to The Purge?
The perv?
This is like the first Purge.
Purge?
the
Yes.
first perv?
Yeah.
The Purge.
The Purge.
Yeah.
It's lawless for a minute. They just shut down the government, so it's no law. And that's when Brad Wesley takes over the town
Yeah.
after
All this happens in one day somehow.
mentally
I don't know
taking
if that checks
That
snapshots.
sounds about right.
Yeah,
No,
he's
I think that's right.
three-quarters erect.
I'm 3/4 erect.
They kept the camera up here so his lack of mushroom print wouldn't be as good. Look at him! He's
He's sweating.
he's moist.
His fucking swamp is moist. I don't know. I was trying to think of a basement wet thing for a man, and I was like, I don't have anything.
I don't know. I think his pecker is flooded.
His barometer is standing up.
Oh.
Look,
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
sweat patch.
Well, yeah, but that's like a huge fat.
Oh,
dude.
he's got tit sweat.
But it's like sternum. It's not under the. It's
Well,
in
when
the
he was
middle.
sitting down,
That's
his
weird.
man
It makes me
tits
feel
were,
like when,
all up
when he's
here.
sitting
Yeah,
down,
that's
does he have a puddle between
No,
his-
that's from poor posture. He was all hunched over,
Yeah.
so his
Gives you the
boobs
old
bunched
wet
up in
sternum.
the middle.
Yeah.
That guy is not intimidating at all.
None of them are really.
yeah,
I don't know.
You're
The
right.
one guy's voice is kind of fucking freaky.
Well, yeah, the guy with the really good diction
Yeah.
Yeah.
is a little creepy. Like he's got this weird Buffalo Bill thing going on.
Absolutely.
He's got the lawyer
I
from The
fucking
Godfather
hate
thing going.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's intimidating in that way.
And then the guy with the mustache, just the fact that he shaved the middle of his mustache is so odd.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, what does he
mustaches in
use?
general,
What does he
but-
use to get that little
That knife.
that knife as a mustache attachment?
He just uses the tip and he's like, he compulsively
Smacking lips.
he compulsively pulls at that part of his mustache and he can't keep any hair there.
No,
Yeah, it's like the
you might
reverse-
be right. It's like a neurosis.
Yeah.
Or it's like the reverse Hitler. It's like he
Yeah.
just doesn't have the middle part.
The shitler.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single bit of glass
no.
in this movie is not safe.
No.
Like
Yeah.
whether you are a drinking glass or a window
I'm
or
good
whatever.
with that though.
Oh yeah,
It's just going
I love
to
glass
smash.
breaking.
It adds
If-
to the
if-
reality of the bar fights.
If you're in the Roadhouse verse, glass is there to be
See, look
broken,
at that, all
as are
broken.
tables. Although those tables didn't break.
No.
I feel like those glasses, every glass of liquid is so fragile that if you sneeze by it, it's going to explode.
You're probably right.
Broken.
Yeah, it's all like prop glass.
Like, how much did they have to talk to the extras about, like, don't touch these glasses?
Oh yeah.
They're rigged to go.
Yeah, and everyone in this town immediately draws a knife, no matter what happens. It could
Of
be a
all
Memphis
sizes.
blade or a
Yeah.
fucking Rambo knife.
Oh,
Yeah, remember
you
at
walk
the
by
beginning
somebody and
with the,
sneeze and they pull a knife on you.
I'm waiting for someone to pull out a samurai sword.
I will say that's
Here's,
Here's
my
my
piss.
that is one of the failings of this movie is the laws of redneck violence escalation means that Rambo knife should have either... that's nasty. Over the course of the movie, every knife that appeared after that Rambo knife should have been bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Or that should have been the last knife pulled.
Yeah.
But subsequent knives are smaller and less intimidating. I feel like they fucked up there.
We do get to a spear.
Well, but the spear is like a whole different level.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that they were right.
Yes.
They were totally right with the
I
spear.
think kind of bombed it's an 80s movie, but no butterfly knives.
Ooh.
You gotta have
Oh,
a
there's
badass
at least one of
butterfly
those.
knife.
Right?
You know what, though? Butterfly knives are a little urban.
Yeah.
They're little urban for Missouri.
Yeah, you know in Missouri where they're always pulling out Rambo knives that are like 12 feet
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys are not... They're not into this shit.
Can we
Pain
talk about
don't hurt.
Pain don't hurt? The fact that he carries his medical records
It's
with
the same
him.
time. He's efficient.
You
Yeah.
don't?
I mean, he has
I've got
like
mine
a
are-
book of
He's-
medical records.
He's
right
a
here.
vagabond wanderer that lives out
I mean,
of his
I-
fancy
I
Mercedes.
carry my medical records with me too, but they're on like the Kaiser app on my phone.
They're on the bracelet on your wrist that
And she
says,
says
do
to
not
him-
resuscitate.
No, that's the tattoo on my chest.
your file, meaning your medical records, says that you've got a degree from NYU
In philosophy.
in philosophy. Because that's something that you would include in your medical records that you carry with you.
Well, like if you're trying to like sleep with this fucking doctor, you would.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
true.
He is.
That's
he does.
yeah,
He
it's
thinks
like-
just part
He's
of
like,
the
look
Dalton
at my medical
game.
records. I don't have AIDS or herpes,
Yeah.
and I have a degree.
That's what's
May
up.
I see you nude?
I mean, he's really.
That's
He
what's
thinks
up.
ahead, like with the car and everything
Yeah.
that's been established.
It's all
I think
part of
that
his
was
plan.
All part of his plan.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
And
She does acknowledge it.
she
Yeah.
does point out that it's a little odd.
Yeah.
So the movie knows. So it kind of makes it okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's all I need. Just have one line of dialogue with a lot of movies. It's
Nobody
like,
ever wins.
just
the
one
fight.
explanation of like this weird thing that everybody knows and
Acknowledge
everybody's thinking
it.
it. Just acknowledge it and then we move on.
And which is the difference between this and an Andy Sedaris movie.
Oh, they wouldn't acknowledge it at all.
No.
Like somebody
No.
be like, "Why the fuck do you have this bazooka in this apartment?
Right.
Like, what are you gonna do with that? You know, fucking shoot it at a snake. That's what."
While carrying a blow-up doll.
Yeah. And find a guy
skateboard.
named Shades.
It happens sometimes.
I like the gauze and diapers on that table there. Standard.
I mean, I can't do my
Monster
job without
Monster
diapers.
truck.
Like, at this point, like you should have known that the scene that happens later in the movie is going to come. Like as soon as you saw. the
Yeah, I don't think I ever put it together. Like, I mean, it makes sense because why else would you have a monster
like
truck in the
there's
movie?
there's no
There's no reason.
Well, just because monster trucks were big in the 80s.
Yeah.
But you're right. It would have been insane for
Yeah.
them to
No.
have the monster truck
And not use it
have
properly.
that scene.
Yeah.
Right.
But whose daily driver is a fucking monster truck?
These guys.
I mean,
Yeah, I buy it. I buy
a
it.
super villain that's taken over a town in the 80s.
Yeah. This is like...
It was real easy to take over towns in the 80s.
This is straight out of like... This same group of characters could have been in the A-Team.
Yeah.
Chips, the G.I. Joe cartoon... Shit, Transformers cartoon, the monster truck would have just transformed into something.
Yeah.
Like, they could have been plugged into literally any of the stuff we loved when we
Turtles
were
bad
kids.
guys.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
They'd have been the nondescript bad guys that both
He
got beat
even
by the
looks
foot.
like a Ninja Turtles bad guy.
Yes.
If I'm not there, you're there.
They all do. Like, they would just have much goofier voices.
Yeah. And they would eventually become mutants. And
Like,
work
the
with-
fat guy would talk like this, and he'd
Yes.
fall asleep all the time.
and
Like,
he
that would totally be
turn
his
into
thing.
Fat
a
people
boar
are
mutant.
funny.
I believe you, too.
Tinker.
Yeah, he ain't too hard on Tinker, but O'Connor is
Well,
gonna get
life
fucked
is
up.
hard on Tinker.
Yeah.
O'Connor is a piece of shit. We've established that already.
A man who's untruthful. That's an interesting word.
Oh yeah.
Untruthful. Why not say dishonest?
Or just
I'm
be
not
like,
sure
don't lie to me.
Is untruthful even a word?
Probably.
Sure.
Yeah, he,
I don't
you're a
like it. It's an
bleeder.
yeah, he
unpleasant
punches
word,
him in the
but
face,
it
and
is.
he's like, "You're a messy bleeder."
Oh, and he knees him in the
Yeah.
junk. You're
Let's see
weak.
what your balls are like.
You got no endurance for pain.
Oh my gosh, this
Oh.
is brutal.
I mean, I guess this is establishing that he's kind of a
He's kind
fighter.
of look at his girl boots, though.
Yeah, he's got Uggs.
He really kind of does. Those are terrible. It's like
In a vest.
he went to the store. They were like, "Well, sir, you have very petite feet. These are the only boots that'll fit you. Are those women's boots?" No, these are all
They're
the style
unisex.
in Australia. All the Australians are wearing these scrunchy boots.
They're lion hunting boots. Obviously.
Even though we don't have lions in Australia.
Whatever.
Or Missouri.
Or Missouri.
So, interestingly,
Untruthful.
not untruthful, Brad Wesley's girlfriend, quote unquote, also was in Jason Goes to Hell and killed Jason.
The
the
lady.
beginning.
Oh, she's the... Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's the bait.
That makes sense.
One of the greatest horror movie openings ever.
Yes.
I do love the opening of that movie. That's about where it
gets a
ends
little
for me.
dicey after that. However,
You guys are
Crazy.
so...
You can't say I haven't given it an extra chance.
the
'cause
wrong
you watched it like
perspective.
4
I
times.
know.
I am the only person in the world that doesn't entirely hate that movie.
Oh, I love it. I love that movie. I embrace it,
It
for
is
its absolute bonkersness.
fantastically wonderful.
It's that's a whole other
Yeah.
episode. We gotta
Well, we did
focus
a whole
on.
We
other
did an
episode.
episode.
No, we didn't. It never went up.
No.
No, we
tried.
recorded one.
We tried.
There was one that
we
was
were
trying to
just
record.
way too
It
drunk.
was
Really
like
drunk.
15 people yelling.
Hey, look at Jason.
It was. Oh wait. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Here
tits.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Is it
this
squirting
might
contest?
be the one squirting contest. Wow.
Oh, I said shirt. I thought it said squirt.
They went
contest.
way beyond the R rating on that one.
I
Man.
was like, oh, it's a squirt contest.
Come back
it
here,
definitely
you
is
jarhead. Now, see, we're immediately establishing that he's taking down military guys.
Yeah, but he's being nice.
Authority.
Yeah, they're also holding like Uzis and shit, but apparently they're just squirt guns.
It's to wet down the G-strings.
Yeah.
Not because the only way to get
Wouldn't
women
that
to
be
wear
confusing
underwear
to the
like that is
bouncer?
at gunpoint.
If everyone had guns,
Yeah.
the bouncer would be like,
And those
wait,
are
not
like those
not
are
to,
80s. Those are 80s toy guns that look like the
They
actual.
look real.
That's true. Those were
Yeah.
probably the actual tech. Intertech?
Intertech.
Intertech. Yeah.
That shit looked real as hell.
They were great.
Loved them. Scared the neighbors.
This is the most normal shirt he wears in the whole movie.
It's the only one that fucking fits.
Yeah,
Well,
but later
yeah.
he puts a sweater vest over that shirt to make it weirder.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just waiting for his sweater vest
It's just
to
dry
dry.
right now. He's like, I feel real weird right now. I'm just wearing this white shirt. Everyone's looking at me strange.
So let's talk about what a hot, sexy man Sam Elliott is. Because I'm very
oh my
comfortable. I'm very comfortable
He is a very
saying
hot, sexy man.
that.
I'm growing my hair out.
Right?
Because I look at that shit. I saw what happened when
He's
he came on
manly as
screen.
fuck.
And I'll give you credit because I don't think anybody else in the room could say this. That once your hair is that length, it's going to look like that.
It'll
You've
curl
got
like
that
that,
kind
yeah.
of hair.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I've been inspired. I saw the effect that he had on Monica.
Yeah, that's right.
Not all of us have hair in general.
Yeah.
Well, I got a nice pelt on my chest, but like
Sweet.
the top of my head, not so much.
It
Just
takes a
coming
while
up.
to grow it from your chest all the way up to the top of your head. And
That's
and
okay
down.
though, because
Yeah.
you've got character.
Yes.
Do I?
You do.
Yes.
I don't know.
Also, she's apparently a martial artist and a stunt woman on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow.
Yeah.
She gets around.
All she did was show her titties in this movie. But
She's the one from Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah.
I really haven't looked at her face before.
Say goodbye, Denise.
Yeah, she was apparently... I just randomly am flipping through IMDb. So.
It's not your fault her titties have their own gravitational pull.
Sometimes you really need it put in your face how big a pig you are.
Thanks, IMDb.
Yeah. Okay, now, so yeah, there's a little hanging step underneath the
shed.
door.
Yeah.
Hanging shed.
It's ridiculous how big that truck is.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really absurd.
it's-
That guy's penis must be like
It's
almost
micro-
inverted.
Yeah.
His penis probably looks like Patrick Swayze's belly button.
Oh, we will get to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we will
boy.
get to that,
So
unfortunately.
we're starting to see, I mean, like, the walls still look scummy and shit, but, like, you're starting to see, like, the stage is nicer now. They got
Yeah,
better
they
sound
took down the
equipment.
chicken
Yeah.
wire.
Chicken wire now.
People are starting to act a little better.
Yeah. It's a good progression.
They're there to have fun.
Yeah.
And the bouncers are learning.
Yes.
Look at
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's another thing that they kind of subtly establish is that they're starting to work together.
Yeah.
They don't
The
quite
big
have
guy's
matching
kind of
shirts
like
yet.
the head.
You know how you go to a bar and there's...
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. And there's like 19 bouncers. 'Cause that's just like how every bar is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think I've been to strip clubs that haven't had as many bouncers. as
Yeah,
fucking double deuce.
I know I've been to strip clubs that don't have that many bouncers.
Yeah, I think
I've
Pony
been
has
to
like
like huge
3.
strip clubs that don't have that.
I like
many
that he
bouncers.
throws his boot
Well,
on the roof too.
They don't have that many
Secret bouncers.
visible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's probably
like
it.
the pony probably had like
They're there because
Right.
I've seen them.
20 or
Yeah.
25.
Well, you were... weren't you there? I don't remember who... Was it Jason? Not Big Jason.
Wilson?
Middle-sized Jason.
Yeah.
That just threw up on the
Yeah.
table.
I was in the bathroom
like-
when it happened.
4 dudes just appeared out of nowhere and were like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Were they nice?
They were nice.
Yeah.
They were-
And we
they were-
did not give them reason to not be nice.
I
Yeah, we're
I
right.
You
saved
didn't pull out your boot knife?
I saved
Let's go.
I saved a friend of mine from getting arrested at the Pink Pony once because I was there with a friend named Emily, and I went to the bathroom and this guy at the table next to ours was talking to her when I left, but like they seemed okay. And like as I was coming back from the bathroom, like they're still talking, but like her body language changes rapidly.
Right.
And she just without warning reached back and like punched him in the face.
Oh, shit. That's
Like,
a definite change of body language.
Yeah, so like I get there and like pick her up and like start taking her to the door like immediately. Apparently, like they were
Tell me
just
the story
saying,
later.
Damn.
well, like he just said, like I'd really like to eat your pussy right now or something like that,
Oh,
and
God.
like she's just like they were like
Not
talking.
the worst pickup line I've heard.
No, but
At a
like
strip club, particularly.
But, like,
Yeah.
like they were there was no like from A to B.
There was no
There's
build
no
up.
lead in.
Yeah, like they were talking about like, oh, you're in town for a convention. How that's lovely. Blah blah blah. I teach college English, which she did, and still punch this dude in the face.
Yeah, I'd have punched the dude too. That's
So we gotta-
fully deserved.
We got to talk about her tablecloth dress,
Yeah.
And she's,
And his-
she's weird looking.
oddly baggy suede jacket.
All of his clothes are
That's-
oddly bad.
Well, they're
But-
all oddly
so
baggy, and that
the
was
style in the
it
late
was
80s,
that was a
early
look
90s.
at the time. But this, like,
But her wearing a picnic table is really weird.
Like,
Yeah.
are those Z Cavarici pants that he has? On?
I can
think
only
so,
hope
yeah.
so.
He's also wearing so many different colors.
yeah,
khaki
brown,
pants.
white, black.
Yeah. I feel like none of those are colors that would ever go
Okay, so
together.
the pants are one color, the jacket's another color. But what are those colors? You said khaki pants. I don't feel like those are khaki.
They're more
No,
beige.
they're-
Beige,
Beige,
thank
like-
you.
Yeah,
Maybe,
they are a
maybe,
taupe.
maybe cream colored pants.
Cream. I think you're right. I think those would have been called cream.
I think
This
they're
is-
trying to send him a message, maybe to stop.
Yeah, I feel like this is, he's getting a sign that he needs to leave.
Yeah.
If only he could decipher the sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they could be clearer about what they wanted him to do,
Yeah.
then maybe it would go better.
Her hair is so feathered you can see straight to her forehead. Like, you can see
Yeah.
the...
Well,
Her-
the feathers are because she's a fucking bird.
Yeah.
She is a fucking ostrich.
Right. Like she got kicked by a pigeon.
We haven't talked about her peculiar face, and I feel like we really shouldn't. But
it
it's
is very peculiar.
it's
That's a
very
good
peculiar.
conversation
This-
starter.
This whole movie is all about peculiar body parts, let's be honest.
You're right. There are a lot of very unique looking folks in this
Yeah.
movie.
There's
Yeah.
a weird looking belly button.
It's true.
Yeah.
we haven't gotten there
Dalton
yet.
has-
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Alien stuff.
We don't want to talk about Dalton's belly button that looks like the little mouths on the girl's arm in Nightmare on Elm Street
It's like an
3,
octopus sucker.
You're right. That is the big twist of the movie. I better save that for later.
where they stick the heroin needle into his belly button.
Ah.
Why does he sit on top of so many things? He's laying out on top of his
He's
car.
sunning.
sits
Because he's
on the
trying to
roof.
show how...
He doesn't give a
Chilly
fuck.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
His car's all busted. He's like, I don't give a
He's,
shit.
yeah,
And
he's
his
trying to show
Hagar
how
slacks.
unaffected he is.
Hagar.
This
Hagar.
guy's just
Hagar.
like George R.R. Martin.
He's
He looks like John Popper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
super
It
casual.
looks like he ate both of those.
Yeah.
Close your mouth.
He's making the dumbest face.
He has a different pitched harmonica in every pocket on that vest, which means there are 27 harmonicas
And he also
on his
has
purse.
like
O'Connor's
pocket
still-
tacos and shit.
O'Connor's
and snacks.
still
Oh my gosh! I wish I had a taco vest.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, God, that'd be
Yeah.
the greatest thing in the
I want
world.
like a taco bandolier.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that probably is a thing that exists.
Probably.
I bet you could go on Amazon right now and order a taco bandolier.
I mean, if I can, I am.
Okay, now we can't hear it right now because we've got the sound off, but the music in this scene is appalling.
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad.
It is,
It's 80s super pop.
but it's not even like it's somebody heard 80s music and was like, we need something like that,
But we
Yeah.
don't want to have to pay the rights for anything.
right? Which there are a couple songs in this movie.
There's a hot sauce bandolier, but that's not the same thing.
Yeah,
No,
there's
it's
the
not.
rock song that's like generic
Yeah.
rock song.
Yeah.
This is a rock song, rocking down the road, Camaro, gonna explode.
Making lots of noise, yeah, having some fun.
There's
Sponge
a
McKenzie.
Wendy's Jazz Caps.
Oh, there it is.
it's a
Yes.
shirt that has like it's like a
Oh.
fake,
That's
and
not.
it says they call me Chewy.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
Mexican name.
Let's
here.
talk about Spuds McKenzie instead. Christ, I'm just like you.
I came
It's
up the
funny how
highway from the streets of Chicago.
subtitles without the vocalization can seem
odd.
odd.
I brought them all here. I did it all.
I got the 7-Eleven. I got the photo mat.
He brought the fucking photo mat to town.
keeps-
JC
he
Petty.
Serious.
I'm a
keeps
big
calling-
goddamn deal.
He keeps calling him Christ.
You've gotten rich over.
You are Jesus, aren't you?
It's funny that all the things he's bragging about having brought to the town in 1989 are all things that are completely out
Gone
of business
now.
in 2019.
Yeah, if he was still around, he'd have been broke.
Yes. If this guy hadn't been shotgun blasted
By the
to
whole
death
town.
by
By
the
everybody
entire
in town.
town, he would be broke down.
Yeah, they could have just waited.
Clearly, Brad Wesley's the toughest guy in this movie. Let's be clear.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, as he said, he came up on the mean streets of Chicago.
he would have waited
Which is we-
30 years, though.
Knowing CM Punk, we know that.
Yeah, that's true. That is a tough guy.
Yeah.
30 years, but we forgot to mention, this is the anniversary
This is the
of
30th,
Roadhouse,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
I
Happy
30th
birthday,
anniversary.
Roadhouse.
didn't even realize. I thought, if anything, it would be the 35th anniversary. I thought this movie was older than
I did too.
1989. Because Next of Kin was, I think that was 89 as well, wasn't it?
Patrick Swayze had a busy year.
He was very, very hot.
The mid to late 80s were his peak.
Yeah,
I wanna
it's
say.
true. It's true.
This came out May 19th, 1989.
I just remember growing up and everybody's dad thought this was the most badass movie ever
Because it
made.
is.
I would be willing to bet money
Next
my
of Kin
dad
also
has
came out
not
in
seen this
89.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's not his bag.
Yeah.
He would have watched this and like every 5 minutes been like, that is ridiculous. That would never happen. He's that guy. He can't watch
He's a fucking
movies.
Taylor.
Yeah, Next of Kin came out actually October, so
See, Double Deuce.
Wow.
like Roadhouse beat Next of Kin
So-
by 5 months.
For Patrick Swayze, 1989 was a Double Deuce.
Oh, yeah. And he's wearing the sweater vest from Next of Kin in this scene.
I wonder if he had, like, was there another movie? When did Ghost come out? that
Ghost
was
came
90s,
out
right?
in 90.
90, okay.
And then Point Break was 91.
Gosh, Point Break. And see,
That's a good one.
2 years apart, but Point Break seems so much more modern
yeah.
than
Yeah.
this.
Totally.
Well, his hairstyle alone.
Yeah.
Like, you could still have that hair today, and it would be like, yeah, that's just what you do.
Yeah, Point Break, January 2021. Needless Commentary. The original one, not the remake.
that'll
Did
be-
you guys watch the remake of
I've
Point
watched
Break?
I didn't even
Yeah.
bother.
Oh my gosh,
You mean Fast
it's
and Furious?
fucking terrible.
Who's in the remake?
I don't even know, but it was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing. I,
I
saw
just love
parts
the
of it,
original
and it
so
was
much.
just-
I'm like, why?
well, but I mean, you never know.
I know.
You don't,
And
you
I
don't
don't-
need,
you never
you
know.
don't need a Point Break remake when Hot Fuzz
Here we have
exists.
Spider from Return of the Living Dead. That is him. 1,000,000%.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Look, Ronnie Cox hasn't quite adopted the Dalton-style shirt yet.
Yeah.
He's getting there. He's looking.
Yeah, it's a little bigger.
He went golfing this afternoon.
Yeah, he definitely did. David Keith, back behind the bar.
Yep. criminally underutilized in this film.
Yeah, seriously. How do you cast him and just have him stand around making drinks?
Right. Racist.
I don't think he even has any lines.
He does. He says the vodka's low.
Yeah? Whiskey's running low, boss.
And of course he has to call one of the white guys boss, because we're
exactly.
still in the 80s.
The plot summary on IMDb for this movie is: a tough bouncer is hired to tame a dirty bar.
He's not a
that's
bouncer.
pretty- Yeah, no,
He's a cooler.
He's a cooler. Yeah.
Dalton lives like a
'Cause
loner,
he's
fights like a
cooler than
professional,
everybody.
and loves like there is no tomorrow. I feel like if you remake this, you just have to make Dalton a cage fighter, and then he's working at a bar that does underground cage fighting.
That sounds awful.
That sounds 90s. That doesn't sound like
yeah,
now.
you're right. I think they did.
What
make that movie in the 90s.
what would the now spin be? What would he be?
Oh.
Like, what is a tough guy now?
He runs a beard oil shop.
Oh, fuck.
And
Stop.
he's very active on Facebook, posting political posts about the downtrodden.
No. He'd be very sensitive to a lady's needs.
On Facebook, and a dick in real life.
Look, there's a sitar. There's a
loot.
painting of a sitar.
That's a loot.
Is it a loot?
I think so.
don't know.
He's about to loot her money bags.
He's gonna loot her
You know what?
sitar.
I'm not even going to look it up now. It's a loot. That was too solid. I love that he's across the river. Is that? I guess
think
it's
it's
a river.
A creek?
It qualifies. It's too big to be a creek.
If the Yellow River can qualify as a river,
Yeah.
in places it's very
Yeah,
much
that's
not a
definitely
river.
a river.
I don't know. It looks like a still body of water.
It's
though.
like a pod.
like a big ass
Oh,
pond.
you're right. Now, I think I called it a pond earlier when
Yeah.
he was doing his
his golden pond.
aerobatics.
Yeah, aerobatics. Shirtless aerobatics.
Punchy.
I'm gonna start doing
That's
those in
a
my yard.
really not attractive outfit. She
Yeah,
wears a
it's
series of
terrible.
not attractive outfits.
Nothing they put her in does her any favors.
I feel like
Well,
she's wearing
she
a
dressed
bra
the bird
that,
in though.
like it pulls her boobs further apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're. Well, no, I don't think she's wearing a bra right
No,
now.
you can
No,
see
she's
all
not
over
wearing
her.
No, so that's
Yeah.
just natural.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been tainted by all the
She's
fake
just got.
boobs I've seen
She's
in
just
life.
got walleye tits.
Yeah. One's looking left and one's looking
She
up.
just has actual natural boobs, and we're so like our vision is distorted from the fake
I
ones.
prefer the natural.
I'm fine with
But
that.
not on her.
Not on her though. No.
I will say, not wearing bra or panties, she knew exactly what the fuck she was getting.
Yeah,
Oh,
she knew
yeah,
what was
this is
up.
true,
She
yeah.
was not going to ruin any undergarments tonight.
Well, look, the camera gets softer right there.
Yeah.
So they put some Vaseline on it. Like
Well,
they
he's
did
getting
for-
harder.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, so this is really weird.
It's really
It's
awkward.
terrible.
This is the most
He, like,
acrobatic
rubs
stunt in the
her
whole movie.
face.
Well, no. This this
Look at
part.
this.
What is
They're all
that?
shaking.
I don't know. The love scenes in Naked Gun are more realistic.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
neither one of them have kissed or touched the opposite sex before. Like,
It's like
I
they
was,
never- it's like they read about it in like a how-to manual.
or saw some diagrams.
Yeah.
Or they were
but
both
they've never
Amish.
actually done it, and they don't really know.
I was smoother than this my first time.
I was not.
And then they just rip his pants off. They can't get past kissing, but they just rip his pants off and just go to town.
I thought he was blowing his load right there.
He
I
might have
think
been.
he
He's like,
did.
"Grr."
Oh, that was just her muff. I thought that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
I thought that was panties the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's got
Fur panties.
muff panties.
His panties is just a little muff in the front. She's like, whew.
Takes the muff off.
Muffin
It's like
front.
it's a merkin.
Just pound it up against the brick wall.
I know. Her shirt would be all fucking ruined.
Damn, we see a lot of bush in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
From men
there's
and women.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
two significant instances of man bush
Oh,
coming
yeah.
up.
We see
I don't-
all of Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
Is she making that face because she's really turned on, or
Well,
because
now
she's
she's-
really in pain?
laughing, but it's because he
Well,
just
she's
stuck his
chafing
finger in her
from
butt.
the
Probably
Yeah.
all the abrasions on her back from the
Yeah.
fucking brick wall.
Oh, she
those
could
are
have some
smooth.
lace.
They took him out of the pond.
Those are
They're
smooth river
I
bricks.
disagree.
He's like, I
Oh,
learned
look
this
at him.
doing
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing.
We have one of those at my old house when I grew up. It was like smooth river rocks.
Did you go rub up against it frequently?
Maybe.
Yeah, rub your back against it for a while. and see how it
Sometimes I
feels.
had a back
It's,
itch.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
River rocks are fine.
And now they're
Now she gets totally naked to sleep. Not naked to fuck.
I like your typical movie sheet positioning, covering everything up in a very unnatural way. You're like, okay, I get it. And then just tits out.
Boom.
Yeah.
Damn boobies.
Like, well, that's not how that usually goes. And then, even further, we get the full, like, labial outline as she's walking over to him.
Oh, yeah.
She covered up to not cover up.
So they had the fully clothed sex scene, and then she's just like, blah,
Yeah.
Naked to walk across.
Like, so the camera's across the lake here, and they're like, yeah, totally.
The
they won't
camera
see
is like
anything.
3 inches from the bottom of her labia.
It's a dog with a GoPro.
And there's the Swayze bush
Oh, yeah.
right there.
Yep.
The only scene in the movie where he's not wearing the dance belt
He's got so
that gives
much...
him the smooth groin egg.
He's...
You got a real nice groin egg.
You almost
like,
look like a
smoke?
Ken doll.
Can you, like, smoke ribs in those things? Big groin egg?
Now I'm going to make him look like a testicle and sell them as pears.
Big groin egg.
Fuck making candles. I know what our next product is.
Well then.
For more,
the
go to
groin-
themeparkalchemy.com. There's the belly button.
Oh!
It's like some
not right.
like,
It looks like a wacky
He
wall
looks like
walker.
he has a butthole in the middle of his tummy.
it's some sort
That's
of
how he eats.
it's some sort of like cursed image like between like an innie and an outie.
It's both.
It's an innie outie.
Oh, they're banging again, right in front of them.
And-
On
and
that
she-
on that
Fucking
roof,
roof that is
that
gonna
looks not
collapse.
stable.
He's like, I wish somebody would stick their finger in my butthole.
Maybe Emmett.
Oh, man.
And his flat ass Emmett. His
Emmett.
pants are so low.
He's got the Hank Hill problem. Look at that. It's just a straight line from his shoulders to his
to
knees.
his Achilles.
God damn it.
I'm installing a hot tub. It's going to be warmed by propane.
Want to snuggle later?
Propane's a clean burning
Talking
fuel.
about pitching your tent.
You never know, son. Maybe my beard is ridiculous.
Stop whacking off my tool shed.
Stop. Those boys
Damn it,
are
Bubba.
whacking in my trailer again.
Quack it.
I've never seen so much whacking in my life.
What was his name in Beavis and Butthead?
Oh, shit. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
sure.
either.
It's just Hank Hill with a different...
Right, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Hank Hill's voice.
Yeah.
All right, so Jeff Healey, sitting on the stage, he's cleaned up his hair because he looked gross when we first saw
Oh,
him.
yeah.
He
He
was
was covered
greasy
in stains all over
hair.
his shirt.
Oh, that's right. They've been throwing beer bottles
throwing
at him
beer
all
at him
night.
all
Well, yeah.
The only
that's
thing
true.
that's saving him from being cut to pieces was chicken wire.
Yeah. Which I'm sure glass could get through that. I don't know.
No.
You saw them like dodging every time.
Yeah.
No, chicken
That poor guy
wire.
can't even see
But
it.
he's blind. Like, he's going to
He's gonna
step
dodge
all
anyway.
over it. And...
Well, that's part 2. He's actually a blind ninja master, it turns out.
yeah.
He's the one that trained Snake Eyes.
He is not a bad actor for being just a musician that I don't think has acted anything else. That
No.
No, he's solid,
Yeah.
but not as solid as this motherfucker.
Oh, I know.
This
God
tall drink
damn,
of
this-
sexy.
Fucking pinnacle of manhood.
He just came to just help out, right?
Yeah, he's like,
visitor.
I heard there were things,
Yeah.
so I'm here to stroke my hair.
Double douche. I honestly can't wait for my hair to get that long just to keep running my hand through it.
Yeah,
Just all day.
I would just walk out in front of my house and run my hand through my hair and walk
I
back
would
in.
come over to watch.
Yeah. I'm going to film it.
I'll be outside. You'll be like, what are you doing here? And I'll be like, just shut up and do the hand thing.
What are you doing here and what's with that fan?
Are you going to put this on YouTube?
Are these real liquors? Tia Maria and Marumbe, I think is the top box.
Tia Maria? Isn't that...
Drambuie?
Drambuie is a real thing.
In this
Oh, is it a real one?
Yeah.
in this scene, I really appreciate Lurch because, like, everyone's fighting and shit, but he just is like, no, I'm gonna fuck up all these bottles.
Right, he's like, we're here.
Yeah.
We're not here to beat this guy up. We're here to destroy this
He's
liquor.
like, fuck all your liquor.
I have gone to IMDb 5 times to look up Lurch and just been distracted every single time.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. He doesn't look familiar.
I got distracted by Julie Michaels.
And he's
last
very
time.
intimidating, but they gave him, like, the least intimidating haircut ever.
Yeah,
They're
well,
all like, they know.
This guy, though, that guy's a star. He has got to be a star of some action, like, karate movie.
Yeah.
He has to be.
There are so many lack of photographs.
I get that we need this scene to establish Sam Elliott's character, but I don't like seeing Dalton just getting beat up like a bitch here.
Either. Yeah.
Like, they kind of... But that was worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
Punch in the dick,
Yeah.
kick to the
I'm
knee.
not going to show you my dick,
Yeah.
but I'm going to punch you in yours. And then
Look, he's
kick
got
everybody's ass.
He's got the dip can print in his back pocket. I just noticed that.
Of course he does.
That's
'Cause
tremendous.
he's a tough guy.
God, look at O'Connor really is a worthless piece of shit.
It's funny, in movies, the dip can print is cool, but in real life, guys that dip are repulsive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, it is the
It's
most
the worst.
disgusting thing
It's
ever.
worse than smoking.
Absolutely.
Which is weird, because it's not as invasive.
But it is, though. It's
But they
the
always
spitting,
just spit the shit in a fucking
and then there's
bottle
always
all day long.
spit sitting around everywhere.
I
It's
work
so fucking gross.
With one guy
Holy
that
shit,
sounds
exactly
like
right.
he's like sucking on a titty when he spits. He's like,
you missed the...
Ew.
Yeah.
So
I would quit. I'd be like, I
disgusting.
can't
Yeah.
fucking deal with that.
You missed the...
Take that guy's knee
You
out.
missed the line when Wade Garrett gets revealed. Someone says, holy shit, and he says, exactly right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's solid.
yeah,
It's
okay.
solid. Well, all of Sam... It's funny because Sam Elliott is... I mean, clearly he's here to be cool, and the movie knows he's cool.
Yeah.
But beyond that, they give him all of the best lines in the movie.
yeah. And he doesn't actually do that much, but he's just so fucking cool it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, they
Him just being
show
in the
off
room
that he's a
is like-
badass.
Oh, yeah.
But he's essentially there to get fridged.
Yeah. Yeah.
1975 Albuquerque. Got blindsided. I don't even want to try and sound as cool as he does.
No, it's impossible.
No.
You almost have
Instead,
to,
I'm going to squeak my chair.
you have to recover from the flu. And you're like, my voice sounds probably cool and scratchy right now.
But even then, you don't have the drawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we're about
here.
to see. We're about to see it.
Man,
That's a
Sam Elliott Bush. All of it.
Damn.
Bush
All
to
of his
Elliot.
bush.
That man does no lawn maintenance.
No, he is fully natural. He's like, I'm gonna let this bush free. Also, not wearing underwear.
Bury
Yeah.
your face
Well,
in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, if you look like that, you don't want anything that impedes your, like, ability to,
If
like,
you've got bush
get in
like
there.
that, you would need to just let that to be as free as possible. You can't contain a bush like that.
I feel like men not wearing undergarments was a thing for a hot minute in the 80s.
I
Ew.
feel like it would be uncomfortable.
It would massively be uncomfortable
like,
as a
getting
man. Like,
against sensitive parts is a bad idea.
right, I don't need a zipper that close to my
Yeah.
junk.
Like,
That's
that's
just
what you
asking
need,
for
like,
trouble.
You gotta build
Nice
calluses
cotton
up on
underwear.
that shit. That's,
Yes.
that's
In the
how you get
background,
tough enough to
Dick
be...
calluses.
In the background, there's some really disturbing pictures of, like, people potatoes and people tomatoes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I see that.
I had a sexy picture of squash.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? There's like,
Squash is the sexiest vegetable. I
No,
mean,
it's
let's
I
be
mean, if we're being honest.
Use it. I don't know.
I disagree.
It's a pepper arranged to look like buttocks.
Yeah, it's really odd.
It's a very fucked up bar. They do a good job of making California look like Missouri.
And there's Dalton saying, don't believe this old
And he's holding her head in a weird way. What is up with this weird face holding?
Very
It's
dominating.
because she's like a weird bird creature, and like if you don't hold her head immobile, she'll peck
Is
at
that
you.
the alpha male thing? She'll peck your eyes out.
Yeah, like
Oh
her
my God.
her fucking instincts kick in, and she just goes directly for your eyes.
Keep that fucking beak away from me.
The gal's got entirely too many brains to have an ass like that.
We just saw her ass, and it really wasn't all that.
Yeah.
Like, kind of...
Well, he got paid to say that.
That's true. Also, like, that's completely in character for
And also, she's wearing floral culottes. No one has ever looked good in floral culottes.
No.
No one's ass has ever looked good
Yeah,
in floral
ever.
culottes.
I mean, I've got a big ass, and I'm going to go buy some floral culottes and challenge that.
I definitely think you should.
You,
He's like, man, she's a sexy-ass bird. I'd like to chew up some food and spit it in her mouth.
I'm going to put a mirror in her cage and let her stare at it. I wonder if I can get her to squawk in the morning.
Oh, man.
Oh, remember that time you murdered somebody? It's fine. Just get over it.
That girl never told you she was married, so you were in the right to kill that man.
Yeah.
Murder is very, like, cool in this universe. It's like, whatever. You just fucking kill him.
And when a man sticks a gun in your face, you got two choices. You either die, or you rip his throat out with your bare goddamn hands.
Right, you kill the motherfucker. Or, take the gun. I mean, because you're trained in fighting. And then call the cops.
There are no cops,
I'm gonna
Sean.
go
What
with-
is this word cops you keep saying?
Yeah, you're right. I keep
I'm gonna
forgetting
go with
this
Sam
is
Elliott
birds.
on this one. I mean, fuck it. Just kill everyone. It's totally fine.
If this was set in, like, the Wild West, I'd be like, oh, this is all very plausible. But because it's set in 1989...
I mean, I was only 2. Are you telling me that people weren't just running around killing each other?
Wait, what? I don't remember being this lawless in 1989. I mean, I was 14, living in suburban... I was actually living not far from where we are right now.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, No Holds Barred was like, everything was settled with wrestling matches. So,
Yeah.
it was a different
in
time.
the Roadhouse verse, all fires result in explosions.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
That's
And
just
all
science.
disagreements are settled with murder.
Oh no, did I miss the scene where Sam Elliott is really creepily dancing? And
Yes.
holding her
You
face?
did, and you missed his bush.
And Arian explained why he's holding the face.
Oh, yeah,
So
no,
she
like-
can't get away?
No, it's because we know she's like mostly bird, right?
Right.
If you'll notice, both times that like someone held her head
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
it's because like their face was right next to hers, and her instincts will click in, and she'll
Start pecking.
She'll peck
Yeah.
your fucking
That
eyes
makes
out.
sense. That makes sense.
Sean's right. You gotta
That's
fucking
solid.
watch out for birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those fuckers.
It's dangerous.
Oh no, Red's place is on fire.
Man, and I like Red.
I do too. Red's
Yeah.
cool.
Red gets his get back later. You know?
So many explosions.
Now,
Yeah.
granted, Red did build his store inside of a very fake Hollywood front, but
That's
Like-
filled with explosives.
it literally looks like one of the Old West storefront
Yes.
type
Yeah.
things.
Oh, yeah.
It
It's probably
looks,
reused
it
from
looks
the
like
set.
the shitty fake town they built in Blazing Saddles.
Yes, yes, it does. Yeah.
This totally
And-
was
and
not
it-
a back lot.
Fell apart like one, too. Like, actual building.
And here comes the ambulance just zooming by.
Yeah, the ambulance just fucking floors it.
And
They don't even slow down.
The firemen are like bumbling into each
Yeah.
other like the Three Stooges.
Look, the Jasper Volunteer Fire Department is not very organized.
No.
Jasper,
I will
Missouri.
say, however, that I have been on many, 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 many structure fires, and I will say every single one of them explodes just like that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Without
I believe that.
fail.
And the building
Huge
literally
explosion.
just collapses
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
every time.
Does it
I
burn
mean, you
hot
could
enough
leave
to
a
melt
candle
steel?
burning and it would just explode.
I mean, this guy's just in here basically emitting to set this place on fire, and like it's just cool.
Well, I don't. I mean, he owns the town.
Yeah.
Oh, he does drop the
He
F
did
word.
drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, draft dodger. That's
Yeah, I mean, he's like, everyone digs deep except for him. Like, he's basically admitting that he just did
Like,
this.
hey,
Yeah.
stored everybody except for that asshole whose store just burnt down.
And
Of course.
then
Yeah.
here's
She also demands that his girlfriend get up on stage and show everyone her titties.
yeah.
She
And
Which is
her-
an odd
and
relationship
and her
dynamic.
strange doily panties.
Yeah.
She seems to be enjoying.
Yeah, she seems to be having fun with that.
She's got some issues.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
She's
needs
not,
therapy.
I'm gonna say she did not
We,
have a
well,
very
like
involved
we all
father.
need therapy, but like she probably needs it more than a lot of us.
She
Daddy,
was either
Daddy
hugged
did not
too many
hug her
times
enough.
or not enough.
Yeah.
Or
One
by,
of the two.
or by the wrong people.
Yeah.
And she should have learned to type.
And dance.
Yeah, she's
honestly.
definitely
Well, yeah,
showing
and
it.
dance.
If the Casket Creatures were playing right now, and she got up on the stage, it'd probably be really similar to Little 5 Points Parade, where the guy got kicked off and fucking smashed his head into the concrete. We don't let people get on the fucking stage unless they're invited. That's just rude.
Man, too.
Oh, well, there
What if she was wearing a werewolf mask?
That's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
There was one time a guy got up on stage at a show. I pulled him off the stage and threw him over my head into the crowd behind me.
That was
Which
the day
was
of the day.
a pretty awesome moment.
Yeah.
Men cheering.
And nobody's cheering at all.
No,
They're just like, this is fucking awkward. This is this guy's girlfriend. Like,
Man,
and she's humping a fucking pillar on the stage.
Look, I was raised out in the country, and I don't necessarily know about social norms, but I gotta say, this is a little uncomfortable.
This seems a little racist.
I mean, even though 2 weeks ago we were all fucking each other on the middle of the floor and killing each other.
And cheating each other out of titty grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, now it's a classy establishment. Double Deuce doesn't fuck around anymore.
It's not this is no longer that
God,
kind of
what
place.
is wrong with those
Those
underwear?
are the strangest panties.
Yeah,
Why did
also-
they come up to her rib cage?
it's like a pot holder or
And
something.
Also, is she wearing panties and pantyhose? I feel like there's a
Probably.
weird sheen
Well,
to her
there's
legs.
got to be something to keep her
Yeah.
business tucked in.
In the
Yeah,
front.
because there's no tuck in the business. in those things.
Yeah.
There's a tiny little string there and some lace.
It's more of a divider than a
Yeah.
supporter.
Exactly.
I think Tucking the Business is my favorite Motley Crue album.
I mean, yeah,
I think wasn't Tucking the Business. That's a Poison album, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right.
there would
Right
be
after they
like,
put the
I
cat
got
back in.
there'd be business on either side of the page.
Yeah, right,
No,
right.
There'd
What
be
we
a
know-
right-handed business and a left-handed
Knowing what
business.
we
Yeah.
know, wouldn't
Yeah.
tucking the business more be something you'd hear from Judas Priest?
Tucking the Business.
No.
Tucking for you.
Actually, it would probably be a Faster Pussycat song if we're being honest.
Yeah, well, you got to tuck your.
Stop actualing my joke, everybody.
Yeah, seriously, you guys.
Well, actually, I'm going to just do a karate demonstration in the middle of the dance floor.
Pool cues are pretty rad.
I mean, if I was that guy, I would.
Well, because he sits at home and does nothing but practice this.
Go get him, Fatty.
And he's like, now is my chance.
He's the cooler.
What's Fatty's name?
Fatty.
Fatty.
Damn it, you guys! I was hoping for a little humanization.
Nah. We got good fatty and bad fatty. He's good fatty.
You're right.
Well, no, Tinker. We know Tinker's name.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
bad fatty's name.
Yeah.
We never learned good
Well,
fatty's
in our
name.
defense, they say Bad Fatty's name all the fucking time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I don't ever remember hearing Good Fatty's name. Like,
Yeah.
Well, there was somebody in the fucking credits that, the name was, Fats. So, that might be him.
Probably him.
Yeah.
There's a good chance, you guys.
His fucking girlfriend, who's in half the movie, is named Doc in the credits.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So,
And they do actually say her real name.
yeah, it's like Elizabeth something. Or
I feel like
Yeah.
that was probably improv.
When
Like the
this
script
starts,
the whole time.
When,
This
when,
is
No,
the dumbest
like-
shit.
Okay.
I guarantee you the script was written in
Wait,
like...
wait. We have
big
to acknowledge
long
the fact that he just posted his pool cue in Fatty's gut to do a backflip up onto the
Yeah,
stage.
he does
Like
a
pole
pole.
vault.
And then he
Yeah.
and then he immediately just jumps off.
Jumps
Yeah.
right back off.
He does a pole vault with a full twisting.
He's a show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had the high ground.
But to show what kind of establishment this is, as soon as this shit started with the pool cue, some guy turns around, picks up a chair, and just fucking throws it over the bar and smashes all the glasses.
Well,
for no reason at all.
Somebody pointed out though that the bad guy had people planted.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
a planet.
Because if you look, all the patrons, as opposed to earlier in the movie, all of these patrons are backed off and not fighting.
Yeah.
Whereas earlier, everybody fucking went bonkers, the second shit went down.
Yeah.
So this is a better behaved, Dalton,
He's got a hold on it.
yeah, his
Now they're with
zen,
this fuck.
his zen has spread to everyone.
Yes.
Through his belly button.
Other than
through
Brad
his-
The whole
Wesley.
town's doing Tai Chi now.
Weirdly suppurating belly button.
Your ass is mine. I mean it literally. I'm
That's the
gonna hump
only time a man bun has looked cool ever.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really man.
No, Jason Momoa, his isn't terrible in Aquaman. But
It's not really a bun though. It's a
Yeah.
it's a
ponytail.
I gotta get my sexy hair out of my face. It's a different thing.
I like that Red's mailbox is set up on some welded together old wheels.
I like that this guy looks like a fucking cock with a mustache and a toupee.
You right.
But he's pretty cool, too. I'm down with all the gun-toting townspeople.
I like Emmett. I like Red. I don't care for the car dealership guy.
He looks like a fucking walrus.
He looks like Hulk Hogan's uncle.
He looks like a shitty half-cost Wilford Brimley.
He looks like
Yeah.
he looks like he'd touch a 12-year-old's butthole given the chance.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
If you were to cross Wilford Brimley,
If you were to cross Willard Brimley,
Willard Brimley.
Willard Brimley.
God
Sean,
damn
look
it.
that up on IMDb. That's totally
Brimley.
Willard Brimley.
Willard Brimley. Hold on, I gotta
And
go
you
buy
know what? He drives a blimp.
I'm gonna go buy WillardBrimley.com.
Look, if the other rich guy can ride a helicopter around town, that guy can drive a fucking blimp around.
Look at, why you gotta make the fat guy run? That's cruel.
I don't know, but look at his sweet ass fucking
Yeah.
things hanging off his sunglasses and his boots.
He's
wrong
got
with
Uggs.
his outfit?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't like
man.
how he treats Willard Brimley.
That guy's, that's not Willard Brimley, that's Ding Dong Bundy.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's wearing a red hat. He's MAGA.
Oof. Make Jasper great again.
Yes.
This
That
is
would
unbelievable.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so awesome.
Ridiculous.
It's great.
I feel like as soon as like 12-year-old me when I saw this movie for the first time when it came out, because my dad rented it for me because he knew it would piss my mom off. Like as soon as I saw this, like the monster truck alert in the movie, I'm like, oh, that's gonna run over some cars and shit.
Sure. But the fact that it's doing it in front of literally everyone in town illegally and it's destroying this local business, it's complete. I think this is the most insane thing that happens in this movie.
And it
I
looks like,
agree.
It looks like a legit dealership that they
Yeah,
shot
like
this
the
at.
most-
Yeah.
They just fucking random.
Yeah.
But, like the most insane thing that happens is they kill Sam Elliott. That's not cool.
Well, that's the saddest thing that
Yeah.
happens.
So I just noticed, this might actually be a real dealership. I just noticed that in the background of one of the shots, this is supposed to be in Missouri.
Missouri.
Or outside, yeah, it's Missouri. Outside Kansas City.
Yeah.
There was totally a sign that said Los Angeles and Bakerfield.
Nice.
Yeah, well.
We didn't shoot this in California.
Maybe they imported this building. Because look, this man is obviously a well-traveled man of America.
So he brought a road sign for
An
the highway?
entire, yes, absolutely.
Or there's a Los Angeles and Bakersfield,
More
Missouri.
weird sweat.
Weird
Yeah,
titty
weird
sweat.
sweat.
More weird sweat.
I think Bobby Q has that tie.
Bobby Q definitely has that
The whole
tie.
outfit.
That guy's a
he's
jackass,
going
though.
full.
Now Dalton is fully lubed up again.
He's going
All right.
first blood.
These are the
Dalton's
pants
first blood.
that you want to really zone in on
you?
Patrick
Do
Swayze's
you? Want
crotch.
Yeah, I don't.
The smooth egg crotch.
Because these are the kind of pants that perverts wear to strip clubs.
Also, these are the worst punches and kicks ever.
And it's the worst Patrick Swayze's hair looks in the entire movie.
Yeah.
And have you noticed that Sam Elliott calls Patrick Swayze mijo and amigo the whole time? Like he's...
From Mexico.
Because they're fucking cool.
Yeah, I think he's just worldly.
Yeah, I think they're just fucking cool.
And maybe a Texan? I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. He's from
Yeah.
San Antonio, then that shit's natural.
Yeah.
And he's training with everything.
He's doing some circuit training.
Yeah.
He's like, I run down the stairs, I punch this. Then I climb the rope and I punch this.
Well, if you look, that's not a bodybuilder's body. That's a CrossFit
He's
body.
a CrossFitter, yeah. Him and Seth Rollins.
He was CrossFit Jesus before Seth Rollins.
Well, before Seth Rollins was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man, that was
And this
that
is
was
where Sam Elliott
awesome.
exerts his dominance.
That caption was great.
Yeah.
Dalton grunts.
That was almost as cool as the handshake in Predator.
Almost.
Almost.
That's
quite.
still the coolest thing that's ever happened.
That's the coolest male hand-to-hand contact in the history of cinema.
Absolutely.
But that was
probably
the second.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the short list.
Dun, dun, dun. His nipples are so hard
They,
right now.
well, he just touched Sam Elliott.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Mine would
mine
be
are
too.
little,
Emmett's
mine are a little hard
hands
to
are
just
hanging
look
up
at.
back there.
Yeah, they are. Well, now, having just finished
I love
rewatching The
that.
Office, I can't help but think of the wedding episode where Dwight provides hay bale hooks,
yeah.
to everybody. Please bring the hay bales to the reception for seating.
He does
No.
the voice of Lex Luthor in that new Superman movie, and it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about all of the where everybody's waistline was in 1989.
Apparently, it was just nipples and waistline.
And right underneath your
That's,
Yeah.
that's right around the
Directly.
time Urkel was huge. So,
I am pretty sure I had pants that were that high. And had multiple belts. We've had this discussion before, right? For some reason I had pants you had to be Houdini to take a piss.
Okay, am I insane, or
Yes.
were there pants, men's trousers, that had two sets of belt loops?
Yes. Yeah, I had
Yes.
them. And I would crisscross the belts.
Oh, wow, I'd forgotten that. Okay, look, Patrick Swayze's perfectly little egg penis.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
like a Ken doll.
It's weird.
He's got a moose knuckle.
Explosions.
Explosions.
Yeah.
Oh no, Emmett!
Oh, man.
Right
Just
out the
And
window.
straight out the goddamn
Parkour.
He
window.
just invented parkour.
Yeah.
Parkour.
That's how cool fucking Patrick Swayze
Dalton
was.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then he
And
rescues
then he
him.
sidekicks the door open.
I love the fact that Emmett doesn't die.
I
That
do too.
Dalton actually rescues him in his
In his red long underwear as everything
Now-
fucking explodes.
Now, are those black socks or black boots?
Why is that cabin exploding like that?
Because it's full of old man farts.
It's years and years stored up.
He's been in that cabin for
for years.
68
You're
years.
probably not
Just
wrong.
so
farting it
flammable.
up.
Oh, man. With Otis
Nothing
over
but-
down here, you don't want a match going on at all.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
good
definitely
nothing
no
but-
smoking zone.
Nothing but beans and jerky.
Yeah, that
That
looks
man
like
has a
diet.
high protein diet.
Beans and jerky
Low
is the
carb.
next company I'm going to start.
I am not buying anything from
It's a candle line for farts.
That's not true. You're basically on a beans and jerky diet at this point.
Just need the protein.
Sounds pretty delicious.
True.
This is badass.
This is incredible.
This whole thing is badass.
Now let's see, can we detect a stuntman here?
Bam!
No, they shot
No,
that
they shot
really
that really
nicely.
No.
Yeah. Now this fight, man, this is some
Prepare
shit.
to die. You are such an asshole.
Such an asshole.
One of those two lines is good. I'll let you figure out.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You were such an asshole is not a great line.
No.
No, but it's way better than prepare to die.
Oh,
disagree.
see, I thought
opposite.
Prepare to Die
Yeah,
was a good line.
Well, for an 80s movie, yes, but I'm thinking in terms of like what you would actually want to say when you're fighting someone. I feel like prepare to die is very cliche
Well-
versus like you're just an asshole.
No, this guy literally looks like he's been waiting the whole movie to say prepare to die.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I will amend.
And
Whereas
he's,
you're
he's also been waiting the entire movie to say, I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Yeesh.
Oh, yeah.
He's excited about that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey, you know,
prison.
consensual.
Yeah, consent is.
How
Yeah, I
many...
believe that he is insinuating there was not consent for the fucking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not okay.
I don't think he was talking about making passionate love to people in prison.
Well,
I used to
but,
romantically have sex with men like you.
I'm
prison.
used
how
to
many-
soft, supple belly
but
buttons
you know
like
what?
yours.
That's just a bullshit line because he didn't meet anybody like Dalton in prison.
No.
No.
That's horse shit.
Yeah.
Also, in the Roadhouse verse, can anyone even go to prison?
Oh,
Yeah.
fair
No, 'cause there's
point.
no fucking cops.
Yeah.
Well, there's one cop. They showed up at the very end.
No, there are like three.
yeah.
There are like two cops and a
Yeah,
county
chief or
commissioner.
something. Yeah,
the,
some bullshit.
the cops are all the cops from The Simpsons. It's
I
like-
used to fuck guys like you in prison. But he's got a cross in his ear. Nobody that wears a cross in their ear talks about fucking people
I don't know
in prison.
though, because think about how
Nobody that
many-
wears a cross ever fucks guys.
Well, no, they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
I will say though, like people who are locked up in prison for a long time always do find Jesus.
That's true. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
And
Maybe he used to fuck guys.
Not
They
anymore,
found
though.
Jesus,
Yeah.
and now he just fucks Jesus.
All right, now if Dalton had just held on to his ankle right there, I feel
could've
like
snapped it.
yeah,
Steven
I feel
Seagal
like
style.
he could have ended it. Man, we need a Steven Seagal movie. But if we watch a Steven Seagal movie, we got to get Kevin over here.
Oh, he'd love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I would be all about it. Under Siege 1 and 2 are pretty good.
Well, I'm thinking either Hard to Kill
Hard to kill.
or Out for Justice.
Yeah, both
Yeah,
of
either
those are
of
really
those
good.
two.
Hard to Kill.
Those-
Hard to Kill is awesome.
Yeah, Hard to Kill is the one with the Jamaican guys,
Ah,
right?
Oh, damn.
Throat ripped out.
And
You got
his-
Bumblebee.
His
Kicked him
girlfriend
into
is
the
fucking
pond.
horrified.
Yeah, it's so weird that she goes after this guy. Like, she has no connection to him.
Yeah,
Right.
that's really, it doesn't make any sense to me.
He's your
Oh.
ex-stalker's hired.
I mean, I
muscle.
guess since she's a doctor, she's like, I'll help him. And then she's like, oh, his throat's gone.
Hippocratic oath.
But she gets over it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jimmy was an asshole. Nobody liked Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, let's be fair.
Meanwhile, Patrick Swayze is all looking like Wolverine.
Yeah, this is like this weird, like, neighborhood dispute. It goes really out of
It's like the
hand.
Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah, it just gets, like, really out of hand. It is cool how he sends the body over across the river to him. He's
Yeah,
"Here,
it's
have
like
it."
it's like Batman Returns, where the penguin just goes
Yeah,
into the
floats.
water.
Yeah.
just
floats
it right
off.
over.
I want there to be penguins on the other side of this pond that pull that guy
That
out.
would be
Oh, that would
wonderful.
be
I want
tremendous.
Wesley to be in a giant rubber duck.
I mean, he probably has one.
He's got a fucking helicopter and a monster truck. Sure,
All right,
why not?
so now we know we're bringing it home because he's in the Mercedes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, this is it. And he's in the Mercedes, and he's in the Gee shirt.
Yeah.
he's abandoning his cover, as it were.
Now, I don't recall the Gee shirt really being a thing.
I don't ever.
No,
I think
No,
that's
like,
a straight up Swayze move.
Yeah.
He's just like, I need a shirt that doesn't exist and it looks like a karate gi. Make
Yeah.
it.
I think you're right. That's
Sew
all
it up.
wardrobe department.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want one.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's oddly thick material shirt. Do you remember this? This was a thing, too. Shirts that were made of oddly thick
Yes.
material.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
burlap.
Yeah. They
I think
were
I had-
really like couch material.
I had a corduroy shirt. I don't know why.
Yeah. I remember
No.
corduroy
What the
shirts.
fuck did I wear
Definitely.
that with?
Corduroy
Can't wear
pants.
corduroy pants.
No, you had a corduroy jumpsuit.
You'll burst in a flame.
There'd be
Yeah,
too
there's
much
a lot of
friction.
friction.
Can I get a corduroy onesie? I need to generate a lot of static.
I just want to make sure I can't sneak up on people.
Maybe that's how the buildings keep exploding. There's too much corduroy.
Lined with corduroy. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That would make sense. Yeah, it does suck how much, like, it bothers me how many of the good people in this movie, like Red and Emmett, get their property destroyed. That sucks. But it is cool that they actually lived to the end.
Yeah. Not everybody can say that.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Fuck.
Damn it.
This is almost like a fake out here. Like, you're like, oh shit, he's gonna die. And then you're like, oh no, he's okay.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
kill that hair. It's immortal.
Yeah, it is.
Seriously.
It is odd because it doesn't really show how he dies.
Well, it does.
Oh,
He's
yeah, it
got a
does.
giant knife.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
like you don't know who actually. I mean, I guess Wesley did.
No,
No, the dude.
It's
Because
the
remember, the guy takes the knife
Yeah,
back and sticks
you're right.
sticks it in his knife sheath
Yeah,
that's on his belt.
You're right. So they set that up too.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Wesley ordered the hit.
This
but
thing's fucking watertight. I don't.
it is
Yeah,
watertight.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
It's waterproof. This plot is waterproof.
I don't know. Airtight.
It's
Airtight.
water resistant.
That's what I meant.
Airtight. But if you're airtight and watertight,
Yeah.
Same shit, right?
Yeah. Flex Seal.
they gotta be both.
Flex.
That'll be a future Needless Things episode where we'll test out Flex Seal.
Yes.
Really?
That'll be really entertaining for a podcast.
Yeah. Or we do a needless commentary on Flex Seal commercials.
I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Because that new guy they've got
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking awesome. Whee! I love that guy.
Fucking hilarious.
His life is amazing.
Oh, it's the best.
He has so much fun doing those commercials. Oh, I envy him so much.
And you're not. Oh,
Flex
bird.
He's like a modern day Don West.
Yeah.
Get out of here and go whoop some ass.
She's like, you killed a very bad man who was trying to kill you. I'm no longer going to.
It is weird though that it's like
JJ.
Just looking at it from like editing perspective, it's just weird that it's like he's at the bar, then he goes to talk to the chick, comes back to the bar, and he's dead. It's just like boom, boom, boom. But I mean, I guess it works. It seems like more time should have passed between him coming back to the bar.
Yeah.
It's Jasper Law.
It's like very quick.
I think it was all set up by Wesley because he said you get a choice. So
he went to go.
So he went to check on her.
Yeah, it was
It's-
like Harvey
dude,
Dent.
It's just like The Dark Knight.
I know.
yeah.
It's just like it. We're out of here.
Wake
But I
the
mean-
fuck up.
And the irony is, if he hadn't had his dad killed, he'd be leaving town right now.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh man, that's brutal. I was seriously like near tears when I was watching this because
Yeah.
I really did not expect this.
No.
Well, and you don't want Sam Elliott to die.
No!
Ever, in
No,
anything. He's
ever,
the
ever,
coolest
ever.
motherfucker in this movie.
Like this really to me like surprised me in the context of this movie and what I thought was going to happen. So that first time I was watching it, I mean it hit me. I was like, oh fuck! Like
it
it really
takes
got
a
me.
serious turn from being a
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It gets very fucking serious for a minute.
And then what the fuck
then it
is
gets
this?
ridiculous
Just to
again.
pull the knife out of him?
Well, I think he's like, I got to use this fucking knife to kill these fucks.
to make this car
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
through stuff.
Yeah.
In a movie with Patrick Swayze, though, Sam Elliott is still the coolest motherfucker.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean,
Really,
let's.
he's always going to be the coolest guy in the room, like,
Yeah.
regardless.
Well, look, Patrick Swayze is like my mom's favorite sexy guy, but our generation, this guy scratching his back with the shotgun bothers
And
me
constantly
a little
humping
bit.
the air.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Watch as this guy fires his shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
He
humps
has
every
got-
time.
There's a pelvic thrust
He
every
is-
time he pulls the trigger.
His style, his gun style. Look at that. He's rocking out.
Also, when cars turn upside down, they explode, just
Yes.
in case you didn't
Yes,
know.
yes, yes.
Instantly.
That's a thing that happens.
Ready, and... Fireball!
Boom! Oh, he shot the car and exploded.
Yep,
He
that
shot
happens.
nowhere near the gas tank at all.
No, he totally hit the
The engine.
manifluble.
He hit the undercarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hit the explosion valve.
Yes.
Yes. He caught a spark plug at the right time.
Terry Funk's white boots that are
With lace up.
actually his wrestling boots.
Terry Funk did not go to wardrobe. He just showed up.
Yeah. This is just his deal.
They didn't even actually cast him. He just showed
Yeah,
up.
right. He was just there. And they're like, well,
At
you
the
look
end, they were
like a
"Who the
roughneck.
fuck is that guy?"
And this guy
Oh,
looks like an evil redneck version of the guy from Scrubs.
We forgot to point out that earlier when we first see Sam Elliott, Terry Funk calls him Dad.
Yeah, he's like, it's like,
And Terry Funk is 2 months older than Sam Elliott.
yeah. Yeah, it's like an old joke, but it doesn't
Yeah.
work when the other actor is the same age.
Well, to be fair, Terry Funk does not look as old as Sam Elliott in this movie.
Yeah, but I
Even
think
though
he
we
got
know-
it all in the back end.
Terry
Yeah.
Funk's knees were 87 years old at this point.
And Sam Elliott looks way better.
Sam
now.
Elliott looks the exact
Yeah.
same.
Sam
Yeah.
Elliott is eternal. Today, he looks exactly the same as he did in this movie.
He has a flashlight on his shotgun.
That's tactical.
Yeah. That's tactical. That sounds like another podcast. That's tactical.
That's tactical.
It's like on Nickelodeon. That's so tactical.
Hey guys, and welcome to the That's Tactical podcast. I'm your
Welcome.
host, Ryan Cadaver.
Today
This vest is
Tactical.
black and has 8 pockets on it. That's tactical.
End of episode.
God
That's
damn.
episode 1.
That needs to be a YouTube series.
These boots are canvas and pleather, and they zip up on the sides.
That's
tactical.
That's classic right there. Whenever you fucking.
And that is amazing.
That's
Whoop,
tactical.
blur.
It looked good too. That throw looked fucking real.
Yeah, it did, like that whole sequence looked good. Now do his pants match his shirt?
Exactly, yes.
Is he wearing? Yes.
Yeah, they're the
That
exact
is-
same.
It could almost be
weird.
a one
Is that a
with the belt
linen
on.
suit?
Yeah, it's a linen It's a linen
It's a
ensemble.
linen ensemble.
Pleated-
Now,
pleated
if-
pants.
if
That's
this
what I
had
got married
been
in. That's a
just a
bad
few
move.
months later, he would have been wearing a braided leather belt.
I'm surprised he's not now.
Well, just October of '89 is when that came in.
Oh yeah. There
I
you go.
just threw that.
I'm gonna believe
Yeah,
it.
it
I
sounds
choose
good,
to
right?
believe that.
Sounds good.
In my head canon, October.
Oh, he is wearing a braided leather belt.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He totally is.
Perfect.
But he doesn't have the.
He doesn't have the tie.
It's not. Yeah, it's not tucked in and hanging
Oh,
down.
God.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
bought
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
belts.
Feet too long.
Right,
Yeah, you bought them way too long,
You're
so
a
you could have.
16-year-old with a 24-inch waist. You buy a 40-inch belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hangs down to your knees.
Yes, absolutely. And also you had your bass loafers with the
With
twisted
the
up.
pigtails.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a douchebag
A
I
polar
was.
bear
when I
fell
was
on
Yeah.
me.
You were made for each other. That doesn't even make any sense. Some of those one-liners in this are not.
Yeah.
the
It's
best.
because polar bears are fat.
And reading them makes them worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hearing them, you're like,
Eh.
well, there's other shit going on. You don't really think about it. But sitting there, having the words thrown in your face, you're like, huh.
Without,
The only thing missing is your ass. What?
I'm saying that to Jen.
What's this all about, anyway?
There's a preoccupation with Patrick Swayze's ass in this movie.
Well,
That's what it's all about. Everyone's
I
trying to get a
mean-
piece of it.
And it's not, as I said, it's a little flat. Dude should do some squats.
Having seen that there is a
Having
walrus,
seen Patrick Swayze's ass.
it is flat. Having just noticed that there's a walrus mounted on the wall, I'm really upset that someone didn't rip off one of those teeth and use it to fight.
Oh, man, that would have been tremendous.
I want to see a walrus tooth sword fight.
That would be phenomenal.
There's a fucking
So-
woolly mammoth
There's
tusk
a
or
tusk
something.
back there.
This is my favorite thing that's ever happened on Facebook.
That's awesome.
Commented on.
Dude, I told you, my dad loves that shit.
What happened?
It's my way or the highway.
Ryan's dad laid down a quote from the movie
Oh,
on the
yes.
post.
Larry is the
bad.
That
greatest.
is awesome. So now we have the big finale. This is the big fight. And this guy uses like 3 different guns over the course of this fight. He's got this automatic right here that he just dropped. He just pulled a spear, which was very clearly attached to some line, and now he's using the spear completely incorrectly. This is not how spears work, sir. Spears are for stabbing. There you go. No.
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 It's like the nunchucks in Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It's like,
Right.
you don't just
not
throw
how
them.
You just don't throw him.
Yeah.
Punch him in the face with a nunchuck. It's like, that's not how nunchucks work.
Yeah, people
Break the spear, hit the knee.
Like, one thing I can confidently
Pretty
say about Hard Ticket to Hawaii compared to this movie is
More
that,
titties.
like, more titties, yes, but also more cocaine was consumed in the production and envisioning of Hard Ticket to
I think
Hawaii.
that's fair to
Yeah.
say. I think that's fair to say.
Probably than any movie ever in history.
Yeah. It's up there. Has to be.
You know, I don't know, because I think Hard Ticket to Hawaii is actually the most palatable Sedaris movie
For sure.
of the ones I've watched. Like, it's the one that's closest to feeling like an actual movie.
Yeah. Malibu Express is like a weird collection of scenes that
Oh.
you're just like, what the fuck is
The
happening?
rest of them are so fucking crazy.
Day of the Warrior.
A few of the movies just feel like random footage spliced together. Like,
Yeah,
all right, make
yeah.
this one. We got to release 8 on this set.
We watched Malibu Express like 8 times in one day while we were recording our last album. And,
That's a lot.
and none of us knew what the fuck it was about. We're like, what is this movie about?
This movie is about the townspeople bringing shotguns to blow this motherfucker away.
Yeah, and he's fucking hardcore. 'cause
He's
just
got
like, fuck it.
gristle hanging out of his chest,
Yeah.
and he's still going.
Was this 2, 3? Isn't there one more?
There's one more. The big, Ronnie Cox has to get in
Yeah.
the last one, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
He gets shot 4 times and goes through a glass table before he goes down. He is the toughest motherfucker.
And I
in this
don't-
movie.
I don't think that was a stunt guy. I think that was him.
It was
Table.
definitely him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took a lot of vitamin C that day,
Yeah.
and was like, I'm going to do it.
That's a padded floor.
That linen suit was very chosen on purpose.
Yeah.
To really show off.
Yeah,
all
to
the-
accentuate
Yeah.
the light colors plus blood
Yep.
solid.
Looks good.
And now, Twinkles. What's his name?
Fatty
Tinker.
Tinker.
Yeah.
Fatty
Twinkle.
Turnbuckle.
Twinkle Bell.
I love that you can just like completely confuse the cops by tossing a gun away in front of them. They were right there. They were right there. Just like, I didn't do anything.
Is that Chips behind him?
That is
Eric Estrada.
yeah, 2 Jasper police officers and the head of
Chief
accounting.
Wiggum. It's Chief Wiggum.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything. Do you see anything, Red?
Nope.
I'm gonna
I
try
see
this
nothing.
next time I get. Next time I
Yeah,
interact.
pulled over.
Next time I
It's like,
interact.
sir,
with the
you're
cops.
speeding.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see that.
Oh,
And this is,
well,
you?
And this is the last line of the movie here.
A polar bear
A
fell
polar
on me.
bear fell on me.
Well, you're a goddamn rocket scientist, Tinker.
Yeah, that is the last line, isn't it?
well, I mean,
the music.
we have
Oh, yeah.
It's the last spoken line.
Feely Mealy
impressive.
singing.
Mr. McFeely?
Mealy McDowell.
It's Jeff Healy. He's the inventor of
Jeff Healy.
those roller skates that have
Oh, the
shoes
Heelys.
that have Heelys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
Heelys,
sense.
yeah.
shoes that have wheels
Yeah.
in the heels.
And
that
if
was
you
more
paused it, there was some Swayze dong,
There was.
and now he's just abusing this poor woman.
Just trying to drown her.
Well,
and
now
what are the medical?
he's realized that she's a bird and he's trying to kill her.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What are the potential medical side effects of swimming in an untreated body of water?
Oh, they're gonna get raging UTIs.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
She's wearing her watch still, and that is not.
Well, it's a rich people watch. It's
Oh no,
water.
or is it him? Is it
It's
him?
watertight,
Doctor.
like the
She-
plot.
Yeah, she can get a
Exactly.
watertight watch.
And there we
And
go.
we're done.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roadhouse.
Emmett is
Roadhouse.
played by Sunshine Parker.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course.
no, like go back
Sunshine
up and
Parker.
find the fat dude. Do we ever figure out what his
Tinker's
name
name is John Young.
I think his name was Carpus, and he was played by Joe Unger.
Is that the tall guy? I couldn't find him.
I don't know. I don't
Well
really
endowed
care.
wife.
I'll say.
Well endowed wife. She had a cock. There was a
Or was that the titty feeler?
Chino Fats Williams.
there was a cock in this. Cock wife in this. So Roadhouse. Let's go around. Arian, how do you feel about Roadhouse?
This movie's fucking great. Like I
Yeah.
said, my introduction to this movie was shortly as soon as it was available on VHS, and I came into town to visit my dad for my mom's. He rented it because he knew it would annoy my mother. So there you go. It's been great for 30-ish years, and I love this shit. It's great.
Rad Ranger.
This movie is unapologetic in its awesomeness. It's one of the first movies I think I saw in theater. I can't remember.
Oh,
but
wow.
It was a formative movie in the young Rad Ranger's life because Swayze's cool, Sam is cool, and titties.
I enjoyed it. I'll come back to it. It certainly won't be an annual thing, but like anytime it's on, I'll probably just sit and watch it. Definitely leave it on in the background. I am dying to find out what the special features are. If there's a commentary, if there's maybe some behind the scenes stuff, some outtakes.
I want like an entire like Tao of Dalton. Like,
Yeah, that would be solid.
Daltonisms, like
Yes, I'd buy that book.
yeah.
Somebody should write that.
Ryan Cadaver, you were one of the ones in favor of this from the beginning.
Yeah, I love this movie. I think it's
And
awesome. It holds up like
as-
fucking crazy.
And
yeah.
as we know, as we've discovered, your father loves this movie.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
dad's all about it.
Jimmy Iovine was the music supervisor.
Well, there you go.
I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I think he's one of the guys that did Beats before it sold to Apple.
Oh.
Like mega record label guy.
Dave Bartholomew did a song on here.
Yeah, Shaboom is there. Sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
Battle Cougar, how do you feel about Roadhouse?
I have kind of a sordid past with Roadhouse, but I've come all the way back around. This movie is absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's flawless.
There's a song performed by Patrick Swayze on the soundtrack.
There's a song called Rad Gumbo.
Holy shit, I gotta seek that one out.
Hoochie Coochie Man. Oh, that's like a traditional song,
Yeah.
right? Going back around,
Special thanks to Armand.
where can we find you online and what are you up to?
You can find me at Battle Cougar.
And you've got some big news
I do?
with the Caught Dead Watching podcast.
Sorry, I'm
Am I
tired.
I am too. I've been up since 3:30. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so Days of the Dead, Friday, the January 25th, we are doing a live, before a live audience episode of Caught Dead Watching. And we're doing Sergeant Kabuki-Man. So, watch Kabuki-Man and come to Days of the Dead and help me with this incredible, wonderful shit show that we're going to have. It's going to be great. So, yeah, CaughtDeadWatching.com is our website. And also ThemeParkAlchemy.com because candles are amazing.
Ryan Cadaver, you and the Casket Creatures have some shit happening.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Just follow us on Facebook. I got Cats Creatures, Theme Park Alchemy, and Joe Stryker Movie on Facebook. And yeah, that's it.
Rad Ranger, what are you up to?
ThemeParkAlchemy.com. That's my only job right now for another couple days.
That's brave of you.
Candles.
Candles.
Theme Park Alchemy, ha ha ha.
Theme Park Alchemy.
Uncomfortable laughter.
Well, now you know very well we're going to use that as our next spot.
I hope so.
And finally, Arian,
Don't do things.
where are your puppy pictures?
It's such a lazy man on Instagram.
How is Resume Film a special feature? That is the worst special feature I've ever seen.
The trailer, and like they should
Or-
have.
Perhaps because it's Roadhouse, Resume Film is a pretty special feature.
Because Roadhouse itself is a special
They should
feature.
have like a fucking 3-hour-long like deep dive James Lipton exploration of this film
The
and
themes
its
of
influence
Or-
on
The
At,
animated series.
at the very least, a pop-up trivia segment with Zach Galifianakis.
something.
I want to see fight training montages.
Yeah, something. Oh, well.
Wendy's hats.
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming out and watching Roadhouse in the Phantom Zone. And we'll be back sooner than later to talk about something in February. Ladies' Choice.
And Lady has no idea what she's going to choose.
Well, you've got time.
But-
You got a few weeks.
I will tell you something awesome soon.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. And we will talk to you again next month on the Needless Commentary.
Yay.
Roadhouse, show me Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
Alchemy.
Ha 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 ha. Candles.
One of these days, we'll have an actual Theme Park Alchemy spot. Maybe, maybe not. Until then, go visit themeparkalchemy.com for some candles that smell nice. Next week, what is next? Oh, next week is going to be fun because the Royal Rumble is right around the corner. So I'm going to have some of our best wrestling experts on the show to talk about just what's going on in wrestling right now. It's not necessarily going to be about the Royal Rumble. It's going to be just kind of a general what's the state of wrestling episode. Speaking of which, because I was trying to look back at some older stuff for ideas of what to write now, I was reading some stuff from like 2009, from 10 years ago. That's right, Needless Things has been around for 10 years, and I used a lot more words. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say whether it's necessarily better or worse. I'm just going to say that there was a lot more verbiage in some of my older posts, which, it was funny, and I'm proud of how I used to write, but maybe some people found it tedious, and that's why there are only about a dozen of you still following the website today. It might be more than a dozen, but you get what I'm saying here. But anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying the all new, slightly different needlessthingspodcast.com. We are posting plenty, myself and Beth, and of course every single Friday a new episode of the Needless Things podcast. And stay tuned to find out what the heck else is going to be going on. I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.